It's a hey look. It's a hey look. It's a hey.
Ew. Like,
Ew.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Snark podcast. It is us again. Oh, you right there?
whoa.
So good. Sorry.
Your smart water with
he's
your...
finally
mold?
transforming. He's like, oh.
That'd be horrifying.
I just blow up. That's it. I'm like,
oh, you think you're about to turn into a monster and you just explode?
No, I just die. It's like a...
Do you think that's what like metamorphosis kind of feels like in some way? Like
it's probably painful as fuck. That's why I'm like unconscious for it, I think.
they developed like they had to naturally develop anesthetic for themselves.
Because what metamorphosizes? Bugs, right? Bugs?
Bugs, people.
No,
Me.
bugs. My
People
dick.
metamorphosize.
I mean,
Man, my dick is in a cocoon and it bursts out and it has like wings and like little legs.
You've never metamorphosized?
I would chop my penis off if that happened.
I feel like, what would you do if that was, there's a universe of the Resident Evil franchise where all, like, say Spencer and all the people that fucked with the viruses first, they all just died. Like, so like
chance.
there wasn't like any crazy mutations and shit.
Oh,
like,
they just got sick?
and then they just
That would just be a pandemic. It would just be like a normal.
They wouldn't even have a chance to pandemic. They would just die.
They walk into the fucking like that big ass mansion, the first one. They're like, "Oh, there's just a bunch of dead shit here."
This is the T virus.
It is just, it's just a bunch of dead people.
It'd be so fucking underwater. Imagine trying to build a video game series off
That's
of that.
what I was trying to think. How would it be?
It's more or less you racing to kill the final boss before he dies.
And you fail if the boss dies not by your hand.
I feel like that would be
Like
the
an
fail
hour
state.
in, it's just
Yeah.
like game over, and you're like, "What?
Oh, well,
what happened?"
I guess it could be like one of those puzzle games at least, because there's still like it's still the dumbass mansion that has a bunch of stupid puzzles in it. For no reason.
it would be people just just trespassing doing puzzles. That's just
It'd be like Resident Evil 5, but instead of like you find the guy with the chainsaw, he dropped the chainsaw and he's like laying there. He's just like laying there.
So you're in Africa. We gotta see what's going on with this Ouroboros.
couldn't be further from the mic because he said that in a completely normal tone of voice.
Oh my
Very
God.
true.
That's just you will not hear that probably.
Yeah. You know what I like about that? You've been podcasting for over 4 years. And you have not developed like the skill to be married to the mic.
It's just I don't like things in front of my face. So it's
What does
You're
it
in the
remind you
wrong
of?
place.
homophobia. It's just severe homophobia. That's what it is. It's unprecedented.
It's just making you nervous. Is this reminding you of one of your boys from back home, like hazing you in basketball?
One of my boys from back home hazing me. It got that grizzly sometimes, you know. It got near to that grizzly.
That's wild, man. It got close when I was in football.
What do you mean?
A little bit of homophobic and weird homoerotic hazing.
Homophobia in sports?
I still
Really?
I still actually feel weird when I still to this day when I see motherfuckers slapping each other's asses.
It is weird to me that like you would see homophobia in those spaces the most, yet they would engage in the most homoerotic stuff possible.
Isn't that how it is a lot of times?
That is bodybuilding. That is absolutely bodybuilding 100%.
Anything that is like the most testosterone laced thing, like back in the day, wrestling, naked, oiled up, like doesn't get any gayer than that. But to them, somehow that wasn't gay at all.
Yeah.
Where I was like, there is no shot that I want to wrestle naked, oiled up with a dude.
It's not gay to sniff your friend's nuts.
And it probably that was like the finish.
What are you talking about?
You pin them by inhaling their nuts. That was.
I feel like it wasn't really. It was gay and it was fine back then.
Yeah, I
think the addition of like Christianity.
Speaking of gay being fine, patreon.com/snarktank. Go over to patreon.com/snarktank if you're gay, if you're straight, whatever. If you don't, we'll kill you. I forgot to say that at the top, so I want to make sure I got that in.
If you're gay, please pay.
Yeah, if you're gay, you have to pay. In fact,
if you're gay, you should pay.
Straights get it for free.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
If you're gay, you pay us, then you go away after.
How fast would we be destroyed?
If that was like an authentic policy,
yeah. How fast would our old like a Francesca somebody like that, like how fast would they sniff this out? Because they don't think about any of us anymore. But then if they got a whiff,
well, apparently they do kind of.
Oh, that's right.
She brought me up randomly.
That's
like,
right.
Well, it was probably a while ago now. At this point, it was like maybe like a year or two ago.
It was a while ago. I remember
out of nowhere. I was just like,
God,
dude, Steve Shives.
Yeah.
even made a video about that, like, because she went off and said some stuff that was just not true. And man, I have a problem with some of those people.
Let it go, dude.
Yeah, I just want them to.
I forgot about this entirely.
Did I mention this on the podcast where it was FD Signifier? He brought up the alternative influence network.
Oh yeah.
It was that thing. I'm like, guys,
did he bring up that chart with me linked to Richard Spencer
I'm on
somehow?
It too. And I'm just like,
wait, what? Wait. I know
do
you.
you remember that chart?
I know what you brought up.
There was a Becca Lewis, I don't know. I actually don't know what her role is or whatever. But like, I remember she was she was the one who posted the viral like study or chart or whatever the fuck it was.
Chart, I guess.
Of Alternative Influence Network, and it had like a bunch of it had a bunch of political content creators. It was like Sargon and all these people, and I was on there too, and it made sense for me to be linked to certain people. It obviously made sense, but then like I remember there was a line from like me directly to Richard Spencer, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then I realized it was because I made a video about it. I guess I covered like a subject about it.
Is that? Are you trying to rationalize it?
That would be my most charitable interpretation of it. Yeah, which would still be an uncharitable reason to put me on that kind of. It really made no sense.
Because that would also make them linked to Richard Spencer too, because they clearly made. So that's why I feel like that's you being charitable, but that's just not.
I guess that's the assumption of
true.
like you being in a ballpark of content similar to them.
It's just not because it's not even
like,
similar.
That's not even. But no, it's not. It's not. But it's like.
Look,
it was
both in a political
trying
sphere.
To rationalize it is just not. It's just. It is. There's no way to rationalize it. It's clearly inflammatory in a way that there are so many lines crossed that nobody was gonna actually detangle all the webs. Right. So you do that many purposefully. So then the people that want to believe this will just believe it. And so even people that I respect highly, like FD Signifier, there's a lot of people think he's super radical. I'm like, I don't think that. I saw other people make videos against him.
I have a few problems with him, but
of course, you can't. There is no. You will never watch anyone that you're like, oh, I love every single thing they do. Like I feel like
I have one person, but they're not political. They're not political.
That's different. I guess I'm talking about like in a political commentary sense. If you like what everybody does, in like in that sense, I feel like you're in a cult. Right? Because if you're not pushing back against some people's thoughts, that means you don't have any thoughts of your own.
Yeah.
So the whole thing,
I have a lot of respect for him.
I love the Andy Worski one because it showed like the darker the red got, the more like the worse connections you had on that alternate. And like Worski's square is like black.
Worski's got the biggest, blackest square possible,
and which actually makes sense because for a while he started
like Stefan Molyneux
partnering with the what was that guy John Francois Garabé.
Yeah, JF.
And then they just brought a bunch of racists on. It was literally just that.
But it's so funny because like there I am with like the tiniest fucking dot in this like. But I'm like overlapped in like a million different ways. Like there's like you can't even.
It's not real.
You can't even discern.
The person.
If you guys are curious what this is, you can look up Alternative Influence Network, and it's like literally the first image that you find. It's just crazy.
I remember making a video about it, but like when it happened, just kind of brushing it off. Didn't go into detail about it, but just being like, this is not. Clearly, this isn't an accurate representation, but I think it's brilliant. If you are the person that made this, this is how you go about it. So nobody's going to detangle that. No one cares enough. So you just make it look that. It's extremely inflammatory. And the people that believe you, it's the same thing about, like I said, every single time, I hate talking about Gamergate, but it's the same thing. There are so many different narratives about it. Like mainstream, it's a harassment campaign against women. I never made any videos talking about harassing. That was not my point ever, or even remotely to it.
You should have done it more though.
Well, in retrospect, to fit the shoe, might as well.
Might as well.
It's so funny thinking about that time though, because you look at things now, and you look at like Andrew Tate or something, or like Nick Fuentes, and it's like that's what people thought was happening.
Yes,
but this is what's happening now, and like now it seems like no one seriously cares. And it's like, what the fuck?
Like, what happened to you guys? Like, I've seen people make videos about like a fucking Tate or whatever, and it's very casually like, oh yeah, these people suck, and then the way like I haven't seen. Like, where's the fucking Alternative Influence Network thing for them,
dude? I feel like the vitriol that I see now, compared to like what people are guilty of now, is like wildly like tame. Like I see people talk about Nick Fuentes like, yeah, you know, Nick Fuentes is just like he's a young guy, he's like an idiot, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, he's literally a fucking
a real Nazi.
literal not like an actual white supremacist.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, I remember in 2016 I was like, Hillary Clinton kind of sucks. It was like, this guy's a ferocious sexist who shouldn't be on the platform. Nuke him.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck happened?
You know what I think it is?
What the hell is this? Fuck you guys.
They lost their drive, dude. I think
they got like bored or something.
I think consciously,
Some of them
first
did.
and foremost, consciously,
Absolute
the
cunts.
country's gotten more conservative. I think consciously. I think that's kind of almost obvious.
Yeah.
I think people just lost their fire.
Y'all gotta die.
Do you think a lot of those creators, this was like kind of their introduction into being on the internet like this?
Oh yeah.
Because
probably.
Very likely.
I feel like a lot of them, like normies, were, because I considered myself a normie, but not on that sense where like I had no idea about anything.
Right.
But there was a large, like say I've name dropped Ethan Ralph so many times. I didn't know he existed, and he was one of those.
Yeah, I
he
didn't
was
know
one
about
of the
him.
people. His people were harassing the the pro game or whatever. What is it?
Well, I don't know.
I don't remember the side. Which
I
side
really
is which?
don't remember.
But like the ones or anti, I guess the ones that were anyway. Point being, those people existed. That underground shit. Richard Spencer was around, but I'd never heard of him before.
I
These
remember
people
there was like a thing going around of him at like a speech. Like in like 2015 or 2016.
I think 2016 was the first time I heard about him,
Yeah.
and he was using. Look, man, it is so obvious now in hindsight that they were doing the infiltration tactics. And here's one thing that I don't know if we mentioned this on a podcast before, but any of those people, any of those people have taken zero responsibility for stoking the flames of the shit that those people have been talking about for a long time. Why people like Richard Spencer, like racists like him, have been saying, oh, white persecution, they're trying to replace us, doing all that, and everyone's like, shut the fuck up. And then when it became mainstream, like fucking MTV, BuzzFeed, and all those fucking outlets, shitting on white people almost exclusively, this was like, see, I'm right. I told you they're trying to replace us, and then all of a sudden people started to listen to him.
They fed it.
And none of them take any responsibility for that shit.
I think it's the idea
like,
that people,
there's no reflection.
People don't understand how big of a problem that became. I think we're just now really seeing ramifications of how bad that shit's become.
Yeah.
Because the idea of saying like just dunking on white people, that whole like shit, like every white person's a race, all that dumb shit like that. Yeah,
and now they're all fucking sensitive. You know, like the Tim Waltz fucking.
Well,
did you see that thing about Tim Waltz talking about like how I don't like spicy food, and everybody's like, it's like white people like spice, so what the fuck? It's like I feel like that was such a tame joke to make in like 2008. No one gave a shit. You know what I mean?
Well,
It was totally fucking
so
normal.
basic.
No one
So
even
basic.
no one even said shit like that back then. That's like people were arguing about real shit at that
Well,
point.
no, they did. I think like white people tacos have always been a thing.
Well, it's
but
like
that's not. But that's never. Even to this day, it's not really a pejorative. Like people like white people tacos. There's like an affectionate way to call them.
Yeah.
But like. People are so on edge now because they feel attacked all the time.
All the time.
Well, yeah,
there's a reason.
We fucked up. The left completely fucked up in allowing the right to get bullied so much. That there was a bunch of colored hair people out there that were taking problems into their own hands. They didn't mean to. They didn't have bad intentions.
No, nobody
didn't. They did
Well,
not.
They were
Yeah.
just
there are pockets.
The
Small
vast
pockets.
majority
yeah.
did not have
Yes,
bad intentions.
yes.
They were actually upset at bullshit that's happened throughout
Right.
history. They wanted to talk about it.
They were just mega cringe about
They
it.
went about it the wrong
and they
way.
didn't understand that they should look. Bullying's great.
It's not great.
Okay.
It's not great.
No. Hold on.
I will stand against that forever.
I want to hear
Hold
this.
on.
Let me hear this. Let me see if we can cook.
You
Let's
have
see.
to bully for the right reasons. You have to bully people because they're wrong and they're dumb, not because they're white or they're whatever or they're like oh you were born this
Things
way.
they can't control,
Yeah,
right.
you bully people because they're fucking wrong.
I think instead of bullying people, you just shut down stupidity.
That's
You
I mean, you bully people.
I don't think you need to be. I don't need me to be bullied. You just to be like, oh, that's wrong,
I
and then
think-
you
I think
explain to them why it's
humiliation-
wrong.
it's kinda like-
and you don't entertain it.
I think
you
it-
don't like keep talking.
there was
to
a
them.
thing for a while where people would be people were really into naming logical fallacies. Do you remember that when people would like have debates? And
Yes,
they'd be like,
people
that's
were.
a fucking
That's a straw man. That's
Yeah,
a this
yeah,
fallacy.
yeah,
That's
whatever.
a this fallacy.
And I remember there was
Shut
one-
Up, pussy. Go ahead. I fucking hated that, bro.
It was really
The
fucking annoying.
debate culture blew up way too much over the time. Like when we moved here, debate culture became way too big, and it was motherfuckers debating about the stupidest shit. And it's just like, instead of just being like, you're being racist.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's like I remember there was like a thing called ad hominem, right? And this stuff still exists, where you substitute an argument with an insult. Yeah, where it's like, okay, like the Republicans spend actually like a lot more on deficit spending. Whatever I'm saying right now does not exactly
apply, but yeah.
But the response would be like, well, you're gay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's dumb. But then people would like confuse that, where it's like, okay, they would say something and then I'd be like, hey, here's why you're wrong. A, B, C, D, all these facts. Also, you're stupid. And they'd be like, well, that's ad hominem. It was like, no, it's not. This is, I'm refuting your argument and I'm calling you stupid.
Like, you only paid attention.
Yeah. The argument isn't that you're stupid. You're stupid is the wrapping paper that I'm giving you this argument
Therefore.
in.
This is why you're stupid.
Therefore, you're a dumb bitch.
Yeah, this is the why.
I understand, but I just feel like that leads to this. I feel like that led to this.
I don't think it did. I
think it's obvious it did.
I don't think it did.
Obvious it did.
I think if it stayed at ad hominems, it wouldn't have been a problem. I think what really happened was a lot of... Look, I don't think there's anything wrong with some of that, like, say, some of the content that exists of, like, talking about the problematic of whiteness or something. Mm-hmm. I think when you bring it to MTV News and all these
places
fucking outlets...
that don't understand what they're talking... I agree, yes.
That's it. To me, yes. I feel like this content has always existed. Why are you putting it on the largest platform where people don't understand it? The people that are talking about it don't understand it.
And the people that are going to consume it don't want to see it.
They don't want to see it.
No one wants to see political commentary from MTV. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they don't want to see it on everything that we just said.
Taco Bell for breakfast.
So it was like,
insane.
Hey man, one time
Stop.
they had this like breakfast crunch wrap, and I was like,
I had one before.
I was like, fuck, this is actually kind of good.
What is it?
So it's wrapped. It was a hash brown. So I got the one bacon.
Yeah,
the hash brown, bacon, cheese, some jalapeno sauce,
an
egg. It's actually, dude, it's an amazing breakfast wrapped, and then it's egg.
Bacon.
But
it's like, I don't know, man.
I understand what you're saying,
but I'm also like
totally
a breakfast.
Understand what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is like, to me,
yeah.
Breakfast burritos make no fucking sense. Like, I don't understand why you would have a burrito for breakfast. It just doesn't track to me.
Why?
Burritos are lunch.
But
it doesn't
maybe dinner if you want
it. Wait. In every way, it's literally just breakfast except for the presentation. Is that what does it for you?
Rice, beans, and chicken?
That's not what a breakfast burrito is.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what a burrito is to me. Or like rice, beans, meat, salsa, that kind of. That's or like whatever, like maybe some cheese. Yeah, that's what a burrito is to me.
When it becomes a breakfast burrito, it's breakfast things.
That's like having a dinner pancake. It's like I don't know. Like it's
well, no, because
you can have a pancake for dinner.
It's still the same substance. It's not the same substance.
What's in a breakfast burrito?
Eggs, bacon,
potatoes,
cheese, potatoes.
Sometimes sausage.
That's not what. That's literally none of what I put in my burritos.
But that's
what makes it breakfast. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, never mind.
No, you're saying your classification of a burrito is by the substance. Without the substance, it's not a burrito anymore. But that's just not right.
I understand that. But for me, like when I think of a burrito, it's the same thing with like chocolate candy.
You don't want a breakfast burrito. You're like, ew, that's not a burrito. Like I don't want that. I get it. Yeah.
I want a burrito. If
I expect to cut a burrito, breakfast burrito open is gonna be chicken. You're like, what do you want? Yeah. No!
There's carne asada. You start firing your gun.
You take your pistol out and you put it against the delivery guy's head.
Oh no!
What is this?
It's Chris again.
It's you and like fucking sweating. Stress.
They're like sweating.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm particular about breakfast. I feel like it's like I'm very dictatorial about it.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not even much of a. Well, it's just because I can't eat eggs anymore. So I really
you're out of the game now.
Yeah.
I'm really.
That's a core.
I get a little emotional when I think about it. I'm like, I love eggs, bro.
I couldn't imagine not having breakfast anymore. I just have breakfast all the time now.
Yeah,
I skip breakfast pretty often.
Well, only because
you can't enjoy it. Really.
Well, I can't enjoy. Yeah, I'm back to that. But also, when I started doing cardio, fasted cardio, felt way better. I felt way better getting up in the morning, having some sort of caffeine source, whether it be a little coffee, a little shot of pre-workout, whatever, and just having some water, getting right to my exercise. I felt way better than having food and then doing it because I feel like
it depends on what you're doing. Like if you're doing fasted cardio, that's better. But if you're like working out, obviously.
If you're working out extremely,
you get a little protein in your body.
If you're working out extremely hard, which I wouldn't recommend doing that first thing in the morning. I don't think your hardest exercise should be the first thing in the morning.
Yeah, for sure.
It should be like, say,
disagree.
Like an hour or two into you being awake. Yeah.
If we're in the line of work that we're in, I think it's totally fine because we can afford to like crash out and
lay down for an hour or two.
But like, if you have to go to like a fucking office and you're like just.
If you have an office job, I think you go 5 a.m. 5 in the morning, deadlift
as much
as possible.
Deadlift, bench press
for 3 hours.
Deadlift to failure,
and then you start at 9.
People that deadlift to failure is crazy. It's insane to me.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Deadlift until you hear cracks.
Yeah,
and then put it down. That's your sign. That's like. You know how your muscles have to tear to heal? Your bones have to crack to get strong.
That is
so like
technically true though. You know, it's actually
this is not. I'm not lying.
Micro cracks to the calcify. To calcify, and that is not the same.
The same thing, Derek. Please stop.
I don't think I'm wrong. Can you scientifically prove that I'm incorrect?
Yes.
No, you can't.
If your bones crack audibly,
yes,
Yeah,
danger.
but then they're going to heal stronger.
Listen,
not exactly. That's how that works.
That is how that works.
No,
compound
if you've never
fractures.
broken a bone, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, continue.
So you compound fracture. So you do leg presses.
Yeah.
Compound fracture your femur.
Okay.
And then you do nothing to it for 3 days.
3 days only. Okay. Continue.
And then it heals. You can now fucking. I promise you, you can leg press twice as much as you did.
So, guys, this is not right, but also, fuck it, do it, do it.
We are an exercise podcast.
Just do it. Just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it.
Yeah. And then
compound fracture.
The first
while
thing,
you're leg pressing, so all the weight is on where the fracture is,
and you
so you pass out.
Push as hard as you can, and when you can't do it anymore, someone else keeps pushing for you until you have a compound fracture. It has to be a compound though. It can't just like have one like little bullshit like
it can't
tiny
be a hairline one.
Yeah, it has to fucking break cleanly in at least 3 places
and drag against each other a bit, scrape against each other a little bit.
I see what happened. What's happening here? This is what this conversation is. This is No Child Left Behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
I should have been left back at least 1.
Dude, I was talking to somebody. I can't remember like when, but like I thought about this recently. Where like I was talking about like how I should have by all rights failed my physics class in high school because I just straight up never showed up. Like I barely showed up. I hated that teacher, but I was like the only kid in that class who wasn't a demon to him. And I think he passed me just for that, just for being like he seems like a good kid.
That's so
These
crazy.
other people are terrible. If these people are gonna pass, he might as well. But I got like I think I was like just a hair. I was like 64. I should have failed, but he bumped me up to a 65. He's like rounded up. I was like, okay, cool, thanks. And I was having this conversation with somebody, and they were like, 64 is like way passing.
No, it's not.
To us, yes.
Well,
Apparently, there are
did
places.
That curriculum change recently?
No, it's not about recently. It's about like apparently there are places where like I think 50 and above is passing, or like 55 and above or something.
Yeah,
it all makes sense. It
which
all
right.
makes sense now. Everything makes sense now. That's crazy to think about.
Doesn't that like that explains so much?
That explains the entirety of the American country. I get it.
Since I was young, grading on a curve was a thing too. You know,
grading on a curve in college is like how you pass college. Because so like that's just the nature of college. You gotta. It happens.
What do you mean by grading on a curve in college?
What happens is that in college, oftentimes everybody fucks up because a lot of people
sucks dick.
are the process of what you just explained, having that kind of mentality. So they go to school and everyone's like, "Oh man, I got a B. I got a 64. I got a 63." And everybody's fucking scared. And then one person gets a 90, and they're like, because this guy got a 90, we'll curve the grade a bit to make everybody seem like the passing grade's about an 80.
That's crazy.
Or like an A is about an 80.
That is so wild.
Yeah, it's
just leave people back.
I was never. If I failed, I failed. I was never on the curve kid, unfortunately. I never got lucky.
In my private elementary school, they didn't fuck around.
I was a private elementary. That's probably why.
So my mom, she get money to make sure I wasn't retarded, right? And I appreciate it. It was a little bit too hard, but you know, I got through it eventually. And one of my friends, he clearly was a little slow, and they didn't fuck around. She was like, "Hey, yo, you're absolutely not gonna be in the next grade. Like so close into the year, like it wasn't even like the year's over. It's like you're definitely. So he had to do another year because he just was like, something was a little off. He wasn't retarded, but he was. I don't know what happened. He's fine enough. I've noticed it when we would talk about, say, this is 7th grade. This was fast forward 7th grade. We were talking about like, so he was, I was in 8th grade, we was in 7th grade, but you know what I mean. So around that time, I'm like, oh, let's rap. Let's see if we can actually get somewhere. I started writing a lot.
And then they failed you for rapping?
No. Can you imagine?
He's gonna be a rapper. Fail him.
No, dude, I fucking was like,
he needs it. He needs
was
the
all,
steam.
we're all excited and shit. And then I was like, all right, like, what'd you write? And he was like, this was like the next day or something. He's like, I got nothing. I was like, what do you mean you got nothing? We literally talked about this the day before. We were gonna like workshop our writtens, and he was just like, I was like, what's wrong with this guy? Like it was. I went to water parks with this guy, and we were talking about getting girls and shit. I was like, oh, look at those girls over there. Let's go talk to them and stuff. And then like be like, hey, what's going on? Like and blah blah blah. And then he'd just be there like. And I was like, fuck. I was like, what?
That was so bad. I don't know why I was laughing at this.
He was just
What's wrong with me? Wait,
bro.
let me rebalance. Whoa.
It was.
Whoa. Oof.
For a while, like we were like that was my boy. Like we'd always hang out all the time, and I started to realize I'm like something is going.
Something's off.
Yeah, I
Damn,
just
very
now,
slow.
When I think about it now, I'm not sure what it is. Like, but it's definitely some sort of like. I think maybe some neurodivergence that I just not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he was just dumb, but there was something where he'd be totally fine, and then in certain situations, gone. Like so, it's time to like I said, it's time to write. It's the pressure's on. Nothing, zero. Let's talk to these girls. We go to like Disneyland, water parks, wherever, and then I would always have to do everything. And I was like, bro, you talk all this game. What's going on? He's seems charismatic as fuck. And then as soon as like, and I'm
Probably
like,
just simple social
I don't need him to
retardation.
be fucking like a pimp or nothing, but like say something.
I think you could be socially inept.
Yeah, but it was like crippling. It was like because I don't expect I don't expect everybody to match like the same. Like when I was young, I thought I was the shit when I was young. And you get older, like how gay was I? Like I was a little kid.
Gay was I? Gay.
Like just. But I was like, you're a kid. How cool can you be when you're a kid? If you know what I mean. You get older and you're like, really? I thought I was like, I would like dance. I thought I would wear like cologne. I thought I was pretty cool. And then mom bought me a really cool watch, and I thought I was fucking cool. There's probably people our age or even in high school, like, little piece of shit. Look at that little dumbass.
Let's beat then eat him. Let's beat him then eat him to death.
RFK finds him, he beats him up and eats him.
He just eats my neck.
I was
so
for as a
good.
kid, I paid a lot of attention to bullshit. So like I think that was my only gift is I was observant.
Yeah.
So being observant helped me avoid a lot of bullshit that I could have been a part of.
That technically matters more than even being smart.
Technically,
you can get a lot. You can get pretty
but
far.
But I was
I agree.
observant, so I learned from being observant. That's why. So I was like, I just pay attention to stuff. Like I was the kid that like I watched PBS and had fun watching PBS. So in school, I was way ahead. I was way ahead of everybody else.
Do you remember those eyewitness fucking documentaries?
Dong. Yeah, I remember it.
Dun, 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 dun,
I remember that.
I used to watch those like on repeat. Everybody called me gay.
They're going to get your parents would come in and slap you in your back. They'd 5-star you and call you gay.
Turn that gay shit off.
You just like, I'm enjoying learning about antiques because on Sundays they would have like antique shit on.
Yeah, they would.
Because during the week, for some reason I would watch that Cartoon Network, but I'd be so enamored. Like when I was home from school and I was sick, I would just watch PBS all day. I'd watch like Reading Rainbow. I'd watch like fucking. My favorite show was fucking Between the Lions. I loved that show. I wish they'd bring it back, but it would just be stupid.
You
now.
wouldn't watch it.
I'd appreciate it though. I can appreciate it.
You've
like
watched
Arthur.
an episode.
It would be nice to have it back for like your kids or something.
I watched Arthur when I was like 23, 24. I watched
That's
Arthur.
insane.
What arc were they on?
I just watched it to remember like what it was like, and I was like, oh, this is still a good show for kids. Like it
yeah.
teach them stuff.
What's the arc that Arthur was on at that point?
I don't even know.
Was it like Arthur Shippuden or something?
It was still Arthur. I think in our lifetime Arthur ended in our adulthood.
Yeah, like when we were, it's like 2019 or 2020 something, like maybe a little bit earlier. Because they all became adults, right? And like Arthur was like a comic book artist.
Did that really happen?
Yeah, and he looked like Peanut Butter Gamer kind of.
He did.
And
he was a white man. He actually was a white man. I was like, oh shit, I thought he wasn't.
What was
Buster was a travel. He was a traveler. He was going like far and wide, like traveling.
Who was the sister? She was a cop, right?
DW was a cop, of course.
Yeah, that makes
course.
perfect sense.
I didn't watch Arthur
at all.
No,
You were probably a little too old, though. I think.
I don't think so. I just think I just
so.
missed
Arthur's
it.
been around since the
just,
1400s.
That's. Could you imagine? There's like fucking tapestries of Arthur.
You never know.
There's hieroglyphics of Arthur just chilling.
And that one just passed me up. I never saw. I never.
But yeah,
What were the kid shows that you watched?
I didn't watch very many kid shows, so I watched Blue's Clues, which was almost too much for me.
I watched it.
I watched.
I love those shows.
My mom. I didn't like Barney, but my mom bought a few Barney tapes.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I had a Barney action figure.
I think I had one.
They had like a plastic.
Wait, like an act, like posable?
And no, not a.
That's what I was like. Was it like a plushie?
Barney toy?
Was it like a plushie, or was it
hard
like
plastic Barney toy?
Right.
Okay,
So like a solid kind of.
Okay, I got you.
That's different than an
Yeah,
action
man,
figure.
like I was thinking they had a Barney action figure.
I'm thinking of like my way too expensive Jamiroquai action figure that I have outside. Did I never show this to you?
I think I've seen it.
I feel like I've seen. I feel like I've seen it, but then I'm like, I forgot about it.
You're not gonna
because
fucking believe
it's
this
so
thing.
because I'm like, why would there be? Now here's the question:
Sure.
Is it the entire band? Or is it
No, it's just JK.
It's okay.
But it's him from the Virtual Insanity music
Of
video.
course. Like, well, what else would it be? What we don't know him from anything else.
I know. You know where I found him?
Yeah.
I went to it was I think the Sacred Symbol show in New York City that we did, and I was with Dustin and a bunch of other people, and we were like in Times Square, and there was this anime figure store, and so we all went there. It was like a big joke because I'm like the weeb hater, and they just took me to the anime store. It was a bit, right? And so we went there. I think everybody got something, but I saw all these anime figures. It was like Luffy and Goku and all this shit, and then there's Jamiroquai next to Goku. Next to Goku, like in a display with the furniture and everything.
That's fucking.
And I'm like,
where do you get? Was it Todd McFarlane who made that shit?
I don't know.
Because he's the only nigga that seems like who would make something
I have the
like
box
that.
still. I kept the box. I'll be right back.
Go.
It's ridiculous.
Because like, who would make that?
I don't know.
Because like to me, Todd McFarlane makes cool shit, and then just like, oh, I'm gonna make Kiss. I'm gonna make Kiss toys. Let's make like cool looking, Todd McFarlane style Kiss. And I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm actually not a big fan of McFarlane, man. I think he's a really good artist, though.
I think he
objectively a great artist. I think he did a good thing for comics, but I think as a person, he's a dynamic piece of shit.
Yeah, I try to. So there's some people that I looked up to that I try to like ignore that they're terrible people or that they've had what the fuck is Bondi? This is Bondi Namco?
Fuck Bondi.
Isn't that insane?
So this is
it's crazy.
What we're living in. There is the
I hate this.
I would have bought that too. Yeah, like
Dude,
I completely get it.
I couldn't say no. I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I have him pose exactly like it is on the box too, because I had to do it. Look at him. How do you feel, Sweeney, looking at this guy?
I always see Mick now whenever I see fucking
Amazing.
Jamiroquai.
I know what you mean. Because he dressed that way.
That was way too good, and it bothers me.
He had a good Jamiroquai costume. It was pretty good.
Well, we're living in.
Look at him.
What a fucking epic music video.
It is a great music video.
Way better than any right to be.
Yeah. Of course.
Way better than right to be. I'm like, why is it? What is?
Guess
this?
how much this was?
Like 40.
I'm gonna say 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Oh, you really? Was it that much of a collectible?
Actually, no. Does it say?
No.
$70?
It should say on it. Maybe it doesn't. Hold on. It was definitely north of 100.
The more expensive it is, the more look. One thing about I learned about pricing is the more expensive it is, they just don't put the label on it.
Yeah, probably. That makes sense.
Because
It's over $100.
I think so. It definitely wasn't under.
I wasn't.
It wasn't
expecting,
200 though. It wasn't anything like that. It was like
I wasn't expecting that.
That is such an obscene waste of money, but I shouldn't be talking. But
It's
also
like-
at the same time, this is such an insane amount of money.
Hold on. You upgrade your computer every fucking two weeks.
It's kind of
for no good
I
reason.
upgrade my computer every 5 years. First of all,
No, you don't.
That is
No,
not
you
true.
don't. No, you
That is
don't.
not
It's
true.
4 years.
It's not 4 years either.
Yes, it
It's
is.
every like 2 years max
No,
that you
that's
buy a
not
new.
true.
Like I got to get a new CPU so I can play Cyberpunk again.
I did not. No. I did not.
I got to play Sonic the Hedgehog at
Dude,
3
you're like the
million
iPhone.
frames.
You're like the iPhone people, bro.
I'm actually not anymore, dude. Like I genuinely don't really upgrade my stuff anymore.
Okay.
When was the last time you upgraded your computer?
When I got my new one.
When?
It was in April, but that's
April.
That's the only time I upgraded my computer.
Right, remember that.
Yeah.
Remember
April.
Remember April.
2024.
Remember when you broke your PC the day you got it and you had to go buy a new one?
I didn't break it. It wasn't working. And then I sent it back in and I sent me a new one. I was like, yay.
I wonder what it was.
I don't know what it was. I think it was probably something involving like the CPU's connection.
Are you sure you weren't just like,
joking on it?
Yes.
How would be joking near a dick break my PC?
Wait, are you joking? So did you like crush your penis with a PC and you're like stretching your dick or something?
I do my usual weight maxing on my penis. Literally drop the PC on my dick from high up. I need to know if it can endure it.
Okay.
The idea of weight maxing your penis is crazy.
Yeah, it's
what are you saying?
Weight maxing.
What do you like lifting?
No, just like putting weight on your penis.
Yeah, seeing how you can take it before
you got to get as hard as you can.
Yeah,
and just weight maxing your penis
and see if you can lift it with the weight just a little bit with the.
You got the Twitch jump. You got to see if you can do that with the fucking
Twitch jump
with the fucking 45 on there. Just
I'm really
fling the weight up into the air.
I'm really excited that the 2028 Olympics has allowed weight maxing into the next one.
It's pretty good. It's gonna be pretty crazy.
3,000 pounds.
Who do you think? Do you think like
it's gonna be unbearable? By the way,
who do you think's got it?
If they upgrade the streets, it may be better, but they're not going to.
They're gonna upgrade the streets in 4 years.
They can, 100% possible.
They can. Will they? No. It's insane.
Hopefully we get the railway system. That's the only thing we hope for. That's the only hope. We're not going to get it very likely, but that's only
if they do, they're going to tear it down as soon as everything.
As soon as they leave.
Yeah.
They're like, that was good. Burn it.
It really, like, that's the only saving grace of that happening. And by the way, what we're talking about is like the Olympics are going to be happening in LA in 2028, I think. And so theoretically, that will incentivize, local government to like actually build some shit that's worth, it's worth it. Could be.
All they're gonna do is shotgun blast homeless people. That's it.
Well,
put the blower in their face. One hand shotgunning a person that asks you for some change is crazy.
Well, yeah, that's what.
This like
you got $1
in a GTA setting. That is the funniest thing.
You got $1. He's like, yeah, 1 sec.
Sawed off. Bam.
He puts a sawed off maybe an inch away from his face.
Yeah.
You put it right back in your pocket.
If it means we get comfortable benches back,
Yeah, I wonder.
It is what it is, I guess.
That's real.
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't know. We're such a fuck up of a country, man.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
No child left behind. It
all
comes back to that, man.
You guys ever went to summer school? I went to summer school only twice in my life.
I took a class.
I did voluntary, and I don't know why. I did in high school. I did voluntary.
Was it to like get more credits in advance or something?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but no, it didn't make sense for me because I was already by my sophomore year. I was already like, I'm not going to college, and then I was still, and then I didn't senior. Basically, I made it was like I want my senior to be easy as possible.
Same.
After a while, I was like, you know what? Okay, what am I doing? So the only real class that I had was English 4 because it was mandatory.
And PIG, right? PIG and participation in government and economic.
No, I think I did all that in junior. There was one
that was senior for us.
I feel like there was one
really
other English.
I had to
4.
do PIG. I did. I had one class, and then I had participation in government, and then I had Then after halfway through the semester, I had economics, and I just had to do it.
We had an economics class, I think, in I checked out of our economics class so quickly.
Yeah.
Because like one of the first things that I remember learning was that like the economy is like kind of like difficult to understand. Even most economists don't really understand it. And I was like, okay, well, I have no hope. So,
I have no hope.
Why the fuck are you trying to teach me something that even the experts don't understand? Like it just.
I
immediately was like,
I understand what you're saying.
I understand what you mean, but there's a degree of rhythm to it.
You know what I think it is? I think it's
still kind of dumb. But
I think it's actually very understandable. I just feel like from what they're allowed to teach, in my opinion. I think there are certain things that like here's the curriculum in the here's your book that this is how you teach this class, and like seems like they're leaving out a lot of shit because I felt the same way.
Cool.
I feel the same way, right? Like exactly. So American history, there was the amount of stuff that was left out was hilarious. So I'm like, there are significant events in American history that are not in our curriculum, at least from my point of view.
The taming of Majin Buu.
Yeah.
The taming.
I was like, why did they leave
Lord
that out?
Bobbity the 18th
That was actually
tames Majin Buu in an ethical way.
The Spanish-American
next
War.
to Majin Buu.
they just called it the Spanish-American War and made a whole thing up.
Yeah.
They just made a whole thing up.
It's actually in the background of that picture of the farm couple with the pitchfork.
It is him with Majin Buu with his hand on his head. Just soothing Majin Buu.
Yeah.
I think it's
I don't know. I feel like I used to be a good student. There was a point where I really was a good student. I was really interested in it and I wanted to be good at it. And then at some point,
I think you met our friends.
No, it wasn't that. It was I got into high school, and then you know what it is? I kind of rested on my laurels a little bit because I came from private school where I just kind of understood that I got like a better education than certain people. Because when I immediately going from private school to public school was wild.
Yeah,
because I was like, oh,
these are zombies,
and I immediately was like, I don't have to really do anything here.
Yeah.
And at some point, that like I could for like maybe 2 years. Then at a certain point, I was like, oh, I got to try again. And at that point, I think I got jaded.
For me, the thing is that you never let your child understand or let a kid know that they're gifted. You never let them know that. Because what happened is that they make them lazy. Because that happened to me. I found out
dude, senior year,
I found out I was intelligent because I took, you know those classes you take that give you the standing of where you are as a student? I got post-high school when I was in like 9th grade.
Yeah, you can't know that.
Yeah, and I stopped trying very hard.
Children should always assume they're stupider than they are.
Not stupider, but not very smart.
You're way to describe exactly what I said in a nice way.
No. You should understand that you should probably just learn. That's it.
Right.
You're
stupid.
Well,
you don't have to be stupid.
I think too many people assume they're smart.
That is a huge problem.
And so, like, just accept that you're stupid. Accept it.
It's hard to do.
I think it's fine.
I think you kind of have to deceive kids a little bit. It was actually the way that.
Beat my kid
that
down.
Was the way how I was in private school. We were kind of deceived in not knowing that I thought this was normal, the stuff that I was learning, and it wasn't. And that's what made me be like, well, I got to learn it, right?
Right.
Versus then when you get to a certain point where, when I went to public school and I'm like, oh, okay. I know all this stuff.
I was way smarter than most of the kids in New York because of the fact that they have their own fucking problems and things they dealt with that prevented them from like really, trying to attain the knowledge they deserve to have. Well, some of them had obviously developmental problems. Some of them just had problems at home that they wouldn't even have time.
Yeah, that's
they were too
stupid.
busy.
That's stupid. It's stupid to have problems at home.
No, dude, I knew a kid that was 13 years old that have to pick up his sister, bring her home, and then prepare food for her because her mom would be working all day.
Wow, sounds like a dumbass. Sounds like an idiot.
A genuine child trying to step up and help their parents.
An stupid idiot. Why would you do that? If you're a kid, what an idiot.
Yeah. If you were smart, you would understand that you were a kid and you couldn't help.
It was unfortunate. I went to school in Poughkeepsie, and like every kid that was smart there was just like.
You're some New York guy.
Every smart kid in Poughkeepsie died. Like
I didn't die, but I didn't live there. And then I lived there for a little bit, and then I moved away. I moved back to Fishkill in my house.
What is Poughkeepsie? Poughkeepsie? Poughkeepsie. Is that like magic? What is that?
It's like magic. It's like Hogwarts.
It's like a spell.
Yeah. What is that? Like what?
It is.
Y'all have like.
It is
the fuck is a? We already said this. What is a Yonkers? What is a Poughkeepsie? What the hell are these names?
You're talking about our band when you guys were California is full of fucking.
It's just Spanish stuff.
Hombre names,
but at least we know
mad hombres. Mad hombres.
At least I know what it is. I know what Los Angeles is. Santiago. I know what all this shit is.
What the fuck is a Cahuenga?
What is a Cahuenga?
Where's that?
What is a Toluca?
What Tahonga?
What's a Tahonga?
Is that like?
What was that?
Those are places.
Is that, but that's like
Topanga.
But you know who made? But
Topeka.
You know what type of? You know the people that almost died. No.
Those fellers.
Those fellers are the ones. Like Minnesota.
My grandma's famous.
Dumb.
My grandma's famous son touched friends.
Yeah, those people that are almost gone. Like they made those wild names.
They got their own land.
Who made Yonkers? Who made Poughkeepsie?
I think it's probably the same answer. It's probably.
You think so?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Poughkeepsie's definitely.
Hey.
Poughkeepsie's definitely a.
Like, is it being scared? They're like them being frightened. Yonkers.
Hey, Yonkers, man.
Yonkers is not. Yonkers is definitely British.
Yonkers is British. It's probably
Yonkers.
Same thing with Terrytown. Same thing with like Irving. Like anything,
that makes sense.
Anything that sounds particularly white is objectively from Europe.
Are you from Yonkers?
But Poughkeepsie is like clearly
Poughkeepsie.
like,
I think it. I think
at the very
Native
least,
American.
it's like Native American, like derived, like you know.
What are some other? You guys can't do that though.
What do you mean?
Because it seems normal to you. So I'm trying to think of like. I was like, what else sounds
Bronx.
like?
The Bronx is absolutely British.
The Bronx is weird because it's
so
like
is Brooklyn.
But like the Bronx is weird specifically because
Brooklyn sounds normal to me.
You have Brooklyn, Brooklyn's normal. You have Brooklyn, Manhattan, Yonkers, Queens. You have all these places, but then it's the Bronx.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
They're all British.
Yeah,
because if you go there, there's like similar named places all. Like it's crazy how similar named.
No, but is
there and like the two places are.
No, but is there a the something in Britain?
There's like the I think there is.
You know what I mean? It's not the Liverpool.
Yeah,
it's not. You know,
people call it the Bronx, right? Not Bronx.
Yeah, no, you would never say I'm from Bronx.
Yeah, you ever see that movie Rumble in Bronx?
In Bronx. Rumble in Bronx. I don't know why it's called the Bronx, actually.
I don't either. I've just assumed, I'm like, that sounds cool.
That's
so it's just like.
It's so weird because I feel such a weird tangential connection to it that's not even real anymore. Because I haven't lived there in so long. Like, that's where I was born.
Yeah.
But it feels like not exactly home, but like, it's just a weird feeling I have with the Bronx as a place. Because it's not where I'm like, I was born there and I started my life there. But I haven't lived there in like fucking goddamn. I almost said 12. No, it's been like 18 years.
Yeah,
I don't know what any of this shit means. Like, say, if you were supposed to, if I were, you drop me in New York, and you're like, all right, go to the Bronx. Like GPS, okay, fine, I can be in the Bronx, but I wouldn't know like
which direction.
Yeah, and I wouldn't know even if I'm there. I'm like, how do I know for sure I'm there in a way that
check
like
your HUD,
like. You check your
HUD. Look at the bottom left. It'll say like, the Bronx.
This is Bronx.
The difference between the boroughs have very minor differences. Like I would say Manhattan's buildings, and that's the highest reaching buildings.
Okay. The fuck is Hell's Kitchen?
Hell's Kitchen.
What is the neighborhood in Manhattan?
Hell's Kitchen is just below West Manhattan.
Yeah.
Just below West Harlem. Sorry, just below West Harlem is Hell's Kitchen. So like you go, this is all Harlem up here, and then right down in this area is fucking Hell's Kitchen. And it was like the worst place to live in New York for a while. It was like literally
it's like districts. It's the same thing with like it's like in LA you have like K-Town and like these different places.
Yeah,
like, it's still LA,
but
it's
it's
like,
still LA. Okay.
Yeah, Hell's Kitchen is just like a name for a neighborhood.
Gotcha.
Hell's Kitchen used to be fucked.
It used to be a nightmare place.
I love it now. I love it though because it's like now it's like completely tame and normal. Like there's nothing really like Hell's Kitchen.
It shouldn't be called Hell's Kitchen anymore.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense that it's called Hell's Kitchen.
It used to be bad. It was so bad that people like Daredevil couldn't help.
He
They'd be like, I can't do this.
Daredevil was like, fuck this. He just fucked off. He's like, you guys are good luck.
It's weird. New York City is such a vibrant but also like crazy place. It's a place like no other, you know? Like that's why like even though
it's the internet of the real world, I think.
Yeah.
In some way.
That's why I think it's because it's so many different ideas. The problem with New York is that it doesn't facilitate people that really come here that want to try to change their lives. It doesn't facilitate that anymore. Like I think in our childhood it was dying, but that shit is dead now. It's like
it was dead when we were there. I think
it was dying.
We just were there already.
Yeah,
you know,
it was already on the way out. But it's like because people can't live there anymore. It's like insane. Even like if you're not in like
people get price gouged the fuck out of there. Which by the way, if you get price gouging's great. You know, it's a great thing, and anything to solve price gouging is communism. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Right.
It's horrible, dude.
Right.
They wanted my grandma out of our apartment so bad. My grandma got our apartment in like the late 80s.
Yeah.
They wanted her out the apartment so bad, they offered her $15,000 on multiple occasions to leave the apartment.
It's not even a lot.
$15,000? What the fuck are you going to do with that?
That's nothing.
Well, that's why my grandma said no. She was like, I'm not taking this.
Give me $5 million.
And like, no,
you want my New York apartment?
You got to give me six
figures,
figures,
own
bro.
it. She was renting it.
Yeah,
they would offer her money all the time to do it. She's like, I'm not going to leave. This is a fucking 3-bedroom apartment on a Grand Concourse. The best place to live in the Bronx if you live in the Bronx, you know? And they were like, please get out, like, blah, blah, blah. And it got to the point then, like, where like people I knew were just like, oh yeah, we can't live here. We're going to the South. Mm-hmm. Like more than one occasion.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
And then my grandmother was like, the crime here, like the area we're living in is not worth what like we're giving up as like raising a child.
Yeah.
so we're gonna leave. But
I love the crime personally.
The crime. It's so I don't know.
No, man. I hate the Bronx. Sucks. Like I hate the Bronx.
It's not the only place because parts of Brooklyn are still fucking nightmare zones. But like
not lately.
Not really. Not compared to what it was, yeah, but it's still places because like where I lived in the Bronx is never a really bad place. I lived in a concourse though. That was like the main through line of the Bronx. So obviously it was like the best area to live. But like in going towards Fordham, I lived like adjacent to that area. But when like it came to like parts of like 3rd Avenue were just insane. Like people would get robbed in broad daylight.
Well, dude, I remember
like broad ass day, like someone would just shoot somebody, and I'm like, "What are you doing, gang?"
I remember the Bronx as just like because my grandmother lived in the Bronx. I have no idea how she survived there, but like
she didn't bother anybody. That's why.
Yeah, I guess they at the very least didn't fuck with old people. Maybe I guess
there's still community, dude.
What if she was robbing people and they knew not to mess with her?
She was not robbing nobody.
Okay. She was robbing people bad, sticking people up. A mother with her child while carrying the groceries. Like I'm gonna need all those. I'm gonna need all those off you. I'm sorry.
My perception.
Give me the kids' shoes
that's
too.
grocery shopping. She would go with an empty bag and then start sticking.
My perception
people up.
of age was so skewed.
They're
by my grandmother.
so old.
What?
They're so like the idea of our parents. They're so much older than we are at the same age, you know?
Well, the thing that's crazy is that, like, my parents now are older than my grandmother was when she was, like, at her worst. And they're nowhere near where she was.
It's crazy.
It's weird. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened between that generation and the next one, but it's wild, the difference.
Civil rights, fucking...
Medicine?
Medicine? Yeah, it's got to be medicine. I'm sure it's medicine.
Yeah.
I'm sure my grandmother was very stubborn, though. She probably just was like, I'm eating my whatever the fuck I want.
I'm eating my lead paint.
It's probably me. I'm probably going to be shambling at 40, probably.
Or maybe not.
If I make it to 40.
Yeah,
I think my brain's slipping already.
If we make it a 40-50, I think we'll finally have like some pills that'll just like fix us.
I think it's wishful thinking.
I don't think so.
We're not getting that.
We're on. I think we are.
Jeffrey Epstein's gonna get it.
I think Jeffrey Epstein already had that type of stuff.
That's why he didn't die when he died.
Yeah, I think
he died. He woke up an hour later like that was crazy.
Like, I just think
the
of the type
abyss
of
is scary.
Dude, the type of stuff that we have now versus like even when we were kids is pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah,
you know, so that's
the
why
Donkey Konga bongos.
Yeah,
think of it like this: type 1 diabetes was a death sentence when we were kids.
I mean,
that was a death sentence.
and it is, and thank goodness,
it's overblown though.
It still is for some people.
It's like AIDS. It's like, come on.
No.
AIDS is like kind of a myth, you know.
No, they were death sentences once upon a time.
As long as you weren't gay doing poppers,
and as you weren't gay and you weren't African, you were fine.
Because like that, it was all the gay people doing poppers. I learned it from RFK Jr. He told me.
He told all of us.
He told us. I read his book.
He told all of us personally.
He came over. Derek Kingston, Chris, did you know that
he came on the podcast? He was actually one of the guest episodes that we lost all the footage for.
Yeah, unfortunately.
RFK. It was tragic. That would have been an amazing episode. I think you all would have really loved it.
Really.
We should try to see if we can get Trump on here.
I would do it. Yeah, fucking whatever.
We did ask RFK. He said he would see. He said he would see, but he hasn't. He never called us back.
Yeah, he was really furious that we lost the episode. He thought the deep state was like, he thought we were working with the deep state to try to like sabotage his campaign,
right? Because he was like, this was going to give him the major boost to like, you know, for him to take a few states.
Yeah, the Snark tank.
Yeah,
we should have RFK on here.
Can you imagine us swinging an election like meaningfully?
I would be so ashamed.
Do you remember when people were like authentically telling us that we were responsible?
Yes,
for, like solely.
There's some pieces of shit that still say shit like that.
That shit is so crazy to me because it's like
it's the most terminally online shit in the world.
Yes,
like it is so
people
crazy.
Don't understand how context exists in the universe. It's like you guys. It's like, well, no, right? People would use things to change other people's opinions. Like always, and then you guys might have been used in a derogatory manner. It's like, nah, it's those niggas.
No, but the idea, the idea was so common that we played a significant role.
Yeah.
In Trump winning that election,
wouldn't have gotten elected
as if Hillary Clinton wasn't tremendously bad at what she was doing. That is no more. It is so obvious now that we have Kamala here, who's like, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of Kamala or whatever, right? Like I've seen her say some shit that I'm like, whatever. But like the comparison between them is hilarious, dude. He's like, oh, she's kind of the same thing. She's kind of like an out of touch, like older lady, but it's not nearly as annoying.
The numbers,
it's like almost endearing.
The numbers are rivaling Obama. when he showed up.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Those Hillary. Look at
the righty tighties are having a time.
Did you see Nick Fuentes going crazy? Did you see that?
If there's one thing I can say positively about Nick Fuentes is that he's not a fucking blow with the wind shill in the way that it is clear.
That is true.
Clearly, Trump has all these fucking issues that is not catering to the populace at all. Obviously, if you're paying half attention, Nick Fuentes is paying half of attention. It's a piece of a shit he is. Terrible fucking person. But he's like, oh, fuck Trump. He's not gonna help us. He's not gonna do this. He's not gonna do things that he wants. Yeah. And he's like, fuck him. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. What's up, Kamala?
Yeah, he actually has principles that are insane.
Yes.
But he actually believes in them.
But they're principles nonetheless.
He's not like
he has conviction.
He's not a Dave Rubin.
Yes, he doesn't blow with the fucking wind. Where it's like, I think he's the biggest piece of shit, but say what you want. At least he actually believes something and not just like all these other fucking assholes that will just be like, have you heard of that fucking cat turd? Have you heard of that fucking asshole?
Oh, yeah.
He was like, when Joe Rogan's like, oh, I like RFK Jr., all of a sudden, Cat Turd comes out and is like, I don't listen to Joe Rogan. I don't know. But he basically started shitting on Joe Rogan. And then you can just see tweets of him praising Joe Rogan prior. And it's like, these people are just
slimy,
fucking
man.
Nothing. They're
slimy,
no conviction.
spineless motherfuckers.
Spineless pussies.
Embarrassing.
Stand for nothing. Nothing at all. I'm like, bro, if you can say, like, you criticize me all you want, I'm like, bro, I have always been like, this is what I want. I've always been, this is what I want. I'm like,
I've always wanted women to have less power.
The same shit. Less power for women.
Less people that aren't black.
Always stood on that principle.
More places for me to hide my homosexuality in a broad daylight.
Yes.
I want to be able to be gay, but privately outside.
I want to be able to suck so much penis and have no one criticize me, not a single person.
Not a person.
But also be able to say that gays are icky and gross.
Yes, they are, but I am one, but they are.
Yeah. But I know, but if anyone says anything about it,
anyone calls me gay, I could shoot and kill them. On site, I can murder them if they call me gay. On site, I want there to be less gay people, but more gay people for me only.
Oh, by the way,
I'm against gay conversion therapy because I don't want them turning our therapists gay. That's what it is.
I don't think that's what that means, Barther.
Barther. All right, let's read some questions.
The heaviest fucking
like he's like throwing up in his mouth. Barther.
What do you say we do, Dutch? Nothing at all. Don't talk to any black people, Arthur. I know you friendly with those types. Yeah. Stop doing that, Arthur.
We gotta do something about Lenny,
Lenny. He was so apathetic to Lenny. I'm playing it right now, and like Lenny's whole situation with fucking Micah being a hyper cunt,
seethingly,
and how apathetic he was. Meanwhile, John and fucking Arthur are like, "Yo, stop being racist to him," and they're like. He's like, hey man, he's really good. He tells me what I need to hear.
The fact that Arthur didn't just kill Micah, because it's like, all right, at a certain point, it's like,
well, look, in all fairness, Micah draws him into problems, but then Micah always delivered at moments where like it was kind of necessary.
Micah would cause a lot of, like, say, a lot of the chaos that ensued, and the whole thing in Blackwater.
Was Micah's fault.
It
was on Micah's fault.
He's a bastard.
He
bastard
sucks
bitch.
Cock. And at a certain point, it's like, look it, I have to take him out to protect Dutch. Yeah. I feel like that's the one thing that like Arthur's character, if we weren't telling this story, if Arthur was a real person, he would have like killed and been like, Dutch, I had to.
Yeah.
In all fairness, if it was a real character, John would have left. John just wouldn't be there. He'd be like,
John probably would have left after he got attacked by the wolves. He's like, fuck this.
Oh, you guys suck. Arthur, come with me. It would have been literally, Arthur, come with me. We'll go do some other shit. Fuck everybody else except for like Lenny.
Well, no, he wouldn't.
No.
Oh, he was way too.
Because he fucked with Sean. He fucked with Hosea.
We're getting into weird shit right now.
No, man. I want to talk about Red Dead. I love that game so much.
You try to believe me, John?
All right.
Don Marston.
I'm gonna move on to some questions, and you can leave questions. You can leave questions over at patreon.com/snarktank. In fact, you better.
He just passes out.
John Yakuza, who's kind of like a dragon, wrote in.
Nice.
Hello, Lust, Gluttony, and Wrath. I'll be turning 23 this month, which is cool, I guess.
Oh, shit.
But my question is, what crazy story do you have from a birthday party? Y'all are the only podcast I've subbed to and have yet to regret it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks for keeping me entertained during welding? Ooh, welding class. That's a good
welding.
Shout
awesome.
out you, dude.
That's actually a really good avenue to go down.
Yeah.
I love welding. It was
Welding
the best class I ever took.
And smithing.
I've never smithed. I wish I had.
I've never done a welding or a smith.
I've done welding.
Welding is so much easier.
Welding is just putting things together more or less. Smithing's creating.
That shit's like, especially if you don't have like the best equipment, you know, like fuck that. Because I watched so much Forge and Fire, and I was like, fuck
You know
this.
how much metal costs?
I don't know actually.
Dude, it's so expensive for like good heavy carbon based metals.
Well, yeah,
They're like a lot
steel.
of they're like a lot of money for like this much. You get like $2,000 for like this much of it, and you're like, what? Like it's like the dimension is like
a good solid piece of steel.
And I'm like, why does it cost so much?
I guess
money?
that makes sense
because it's like
in those giant.
Yeah,
if we're talking about
because steel, the amount you produce, the amount of steel is produced at any time is crazy compared to how much it costs.
I guess in small,
right.
I feel like in like in those large quantities of like shitty steel, it's probably
less,
yeah. And
like what they make buildings out of is probably way less because of how shitty the fucking metal is.
Exactly. Yeah, like this is shitty metal.
Yeah,
you know,
that's aluminum.
This is like not even. Yeah, this is
aluminum. It's like exactly. It's like not,
or
it's
like
not
even magnetized.
Or like
you know?
there's nothing. But or like the stuff that like the metal parts of like a desk. You know.
Yeah, but like say a giant chunk of aluminum can't be much, but a giant chunk of like just like steel. And because there's so many different types, like 5150. There's so many different. I have learned so much by watching Forge and Fire, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do this. Like you know, it was one of the things where I'm like, I don't have the. I'd rather play video games than it's too much time. If you want to make a knife, for example. That's a fucking
the amount of time
project,
it takes
dude.
to make them too is crazy.
That's a project unless you're doing like a stupid competition like them. You have 3 hours to basically they'll have like 6 hours to make like a knife or something.
I can make a knife in 6 hours.
Well,
yeah, I think you think that. I think you believe you can do that.
I can make a wooden knife.
I've watched the show enough to where I have an idea, but it ain't gonna look like a knife.
I know.
By the time I'm done, it ain't gonna look like a knife.
Like I wanna have a katana made for me, right? And I'm looking into how much it's gonna cost to get the pieces to make for me, and I'm like,
I think you should just buy a made katana.
Yeah, you can't make a good katana. I
can't make it. I can't make it. No.
But like even like
no.
Like what if you're gonna pay somebody? Is there something specific you want on the steel itself?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he wants metal on it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's
some
metal.
extra metal on it.
It's like art, like going to an artist and being like, just do what you want. You know, just do what you want. Do your own commission. It's like
That's
I
the
need
craziest
you need
thing.
guidance. What do you mean,
dude? I don't.
You're paying me to make a custom sword. You don't want. You're not telling me anything. What?
Make me a sword.
A guy made me the Zweihander from Dark Souls. I told him exactly what I wanted. He was like, "Hey man, I want you to make something." And I said, "Hey, if this isn't too insane, because I understand if it is, because it's a giant two-handed sword." He's like, "No, I'll do it." And I was like, "What?" He fucking showed me the whole process, and it was the coolest shit ever. I was like, I can't believe this guy made me this fucking 6-foot sword.
That's so fucking
cool.
I wanted to be basic. I don't have I'm not like a very flamboyant person in design of things. I wanted to be pretty simple in design, but I have like a few like very pretty, What? I'm not the most flamboyant person.
You're pretty. You're extremely flamboyant, actually.
Where? In like my fucking...
Dude, you have seeds in your water.
What is That's weird. That's not flamboyant.
Flamboyant is kind of weird. It's kind of like it's
like I don't wear fancy.
You do
stuff.
flair to me. That's flair.
I'm not a fancy.
It's like
person.
putting cucumber in your water.
That's not what fancy means necessarily.
Well, it's just kind of like out loud. Kind of
not out loud.
It means a lot. Well, I just
my personality is out loud, but not so much like the way I do things.
You're wearing a Knuckles Pizzeria
this
shirt.
Shit is fire, dude.
That is kind of great.
Is fucking fire.
I hate Sonic.
I saw this and I was like, I have to own this.
I don't like Sonic at all, but that's a good shirt.
I love Knuckles.
Yeah.
I like Sonic.
I was trying to tie it to like the Pizzagate. I was really, I was thinking about it earlier. Yeah, I was gonna say something.
Knuckles knew and did nothing.
He did.
He walked in and Knuckles is holding a kid as he's walking.
Yeah. He already got the
Knuckles sat there for 3 hours drinking a Diet Coke while rioters entered the Capitol, and he did nothing.
He did nothing.
That's not his problem, though.
He instigated it.
It was around the corner from the pizzeria. He could have done something. Could have called the cops.
What is Knuckles the Echidna?
Knuckles was like, whoa.
The 17-year-old fucking Echidna gonna do? I mean, Knuckles is a fucking.
Did you
war
say
criminal.
17?
He's 17. Yeah.
What is? Ew.
Ew.
You have a fucking
He's
minor on your shirt?
Yeah, you're wearing a minor on your shirt? Ew. What are you, Dr. Disrespect?
What are you fucking
legal
Drake?
in most countries, first of all.
A minor.
And New York, I guess.
Yeah, so like, shut up.
A nit.
N-word.
I wish a racist was brave enough to do that.
They don't got
that.
the
You know what I mean?
Somewhere. It's
Someone,
a 13-year-old kid did it for sure.
You're probably
Hey, 13,
N-word.
listen, 13-year-old who's probably listening to this and they shouldn't be. First of all, leave after this immediately. You shouldn't be here. But do this. Post it under your real name.
Your real name.
Your real name. Don't be anonymous like a pussy.
Yeah.
And have it follow you for the rest of your life.
Probably a N-word.
I would like to get into like building stuff. Like I used to do like carpentry stuff, like when I was like younger. But like, because I'm looking right now at like, because I have in my living room right now I have a CRT TV. And I have a PS1 and a PS2. I want to hook more stuff up to it, but it's kind of like in the corner awkwardly in my living room. I don't really know what to do with it. It's also so heavy I can't move it right now.
I love that. I love that about old TVs.
They were
insane.
They were so heavy that lifting them when the place was lift them would hear cracks in it because it might break because it's not even built to support its own weight.
We had like a 32-inch back in the day, and we moved it like 5 houses down, and it was like
you need a truck.
It was. I think there were 7 of us. Surrounding it. It is hilarious.
It is so fucking heavy. It's unreal how heavy this thing is. And so it's just on the ground. I'm like, I guess I gotta rent a hand truck or something to like just to move it. But the awkward thing right now is like I'm trying to find furniture for that corner to put it on, but like all the furniture that they make for TVs now is just not.
They don't accommodate them.
They can't possibly support the weight. It's just gonna crumble in on itself. So I'm trying to like. I'm thinking about just like buying like lumber and like building it. Like I know Mick has a garage, so I was probably gonna just use that.
Yeah.
Figure it out. But like I have to build it.
Yeah.
Which I can. I don't know.
It's just
tedious.
It's super tedious.
It's intimidating.
It's not intimidating so much as it's just like I know it's gonna be like annoying. You know? And I'm also like if I had my own garage, I would have done it already. But like the fact that I have to like
cutting.
I like that stuff. I like building stuff.
Fucking screwing it all together.
I actually like
sanding, lacquering, painting. It's a lot.
It's a lot, but like I don't know.
His dad loves that shit.
Yeah,
like, he loves fucking doing shit like that. And I'm like, dude, this is so fun.
I like
it's in our blood. I think
small projects.
I like small projects. I like putting things together and like decorating. I like decorating actually, which is fucking. That's from Lily.
Don't.
I like putting furniture together. Honestly, like I like putting together a desk. Even putting this thing together
My
and
wife
like
put
drilling
one together last night, and I'm like, oh, I'm stealing that. Like it was like it's I like it better than my desk. Like she to be fair,
desk?
I fucking bought it. So I bought it because it was on sale. I bought it, and then she put it together yesterday while I was working. I was editing, and then it has some stuff because I was like, I don't have any place to put my toys yet. And then she has an extra fucking thing. She was like, oh, I thought this was gonna like be good for my books, but it really didn't make sense. And I'm like, oh fuck. I like that for my toys.
My toys.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
My Jamiroquai will fit perfectly here.
I was thinking about like, my Shao Kahn, my fucking Mega Man X. I was thinking about all this like, we put my toys up here.
Yeah, give me that, bitch.
Yeah, basically,
give me that.
I'm totally swapping.
Give me that
shit.
You say give me that, and then you punch her when she's nowhere near it.
Before she even answers. She's even She's even signaling to you that it's fine.
Yeah, do you want boom?
No, one extra.
No,
hammer.
Don't give it to me. I'm taking it.
Yeah, it's not fun if you give it to me.
Yeah,
I gotta give. I've been thinking about getting a standing desk.
I have one,
or at least one that I can turn into one.
I have
like
a small
one of those
one.
like hydraulic ones where you can make it.
I don't have hydraulics though. I bought a shitty one where you just. And then
well, you know what I mean. Whatever. As long as you can do it.
But the hydraulic one's cool though.
I have one of those fucking completely waste of fucking money, but I use it. It's really cool.
What do you mean?
It's so hyperbolic. It's like awesome.
Is it like teaching you how to like dance and shit?
I can play Digimon standing up.
Do you actually do that though?
Yeah.
You just like move it a little bit by little and do like little like fucking mime shit.
I'm like, wow, that's cool.
That's what I need. I need a mime to build me a table.
I think that's
revolutionary.
I think that's really cool, but like he could also put some insidious shit in there.
Oh yeah,
what like a fucking
kids
jet propeller at the bottom, and you put your legs in it.
Yeah. What was that?
You gotta get propeller hats.
What was that? That company that was selling the children allegedly.
Oh, Wayfair?
Wayfair. Yeah, what if we get one of those mines?
That's a throwback. I forgot about that. Was around the pandemic time,
That was
right?
fun, man.
That was early pandemic.
All of a sudden, I did think it was funny. Someone like, I love where...
Anyway, thanks for your question.
we literally didn't
We didn't answer it at all.
What was it again?
I don't remember.
Well, it's in front of your face, bitch.
I'm not going to read it.
Let's go next question. Hurry,
He was He literally said, "You're the first fucking podcast I subscribed to that I don't regret."
It's like a crazy thing.
Sorry, loser.
A crazy thing we've done at a party. I've had party wife.
Yeah, birthday party. So
I don't celebrate my birthday.
So well, I mean, it's not necessarily yours. It could
I don't
be just
anymore.
at a birthday. But I have one that I know. I think I've told the story before, but like since I mean, if you're new here, maybe you missed it. It's possible. People put podcasts on in the background sometimes.
Yeah, we got new
But
niggas.
I remember going to, I want to say the name so bad because it's just like easier to tell the story that way. But I went to a friend's party. It was like it was this girl that me and Jalen met when we came out here. And it was like I think it was like a 21st birthday or 22nd birthday, something like that. Early 20s. So it's crazy. And I remember there was like this big bowl of like gummy worms that were like soaked in like alcohol that everybody was drinking, snacking the fuck up. There was all sorts of like everybody was mixing. It was terrible. Some guy came with a bottle of absinthe, a vial actually. It was like a fucking what's the Anastasia?
Oh.
Rasputin.
Yeah.
It was like in a fucking Rasputin vial.
That's funny. I wouldn't drink
that. With absinthe, there was anybody want this? And everybody was like scared. And me and Jalen were like, we'll split it. So me and Jalen split the absinthe.
I remember this.
And I remember there was a fight. We were being I woke up with like scratches and shit. I was like bleeding. I remember there was one point I had a brief flash of memory where Jalen got hit in the back of the head with like a statue or something. And this was all play fighting, by the way. This was like literally flirting. There was no animosity at all. What the fuck? But this really happened. And I remember like I blinked and I was in a Home Depot the next day with Jalen looking at PVC piping. And I turned over to him and he was like, "You did one of these."
And I was like, you're back.
And I was like,
"Oh shit, you finally showed up. You're finally awake."
You're finally awake.
Dude, it was that's the only time I've ever blacked out in my life. I think like well, I'm sure maybe I don't know.
I wonder how you were acting before. You were just like
I was probably fucking
You're just
confused.
fucking tranquil, dude. You're just like like a tranquil in fucking Dragon Age. He's just like, "Oh, hey, Jalen."
Did you see the Dragon? Did you see the new trailer?
It
looks way better.
It looks a lot better.
It looks way better.
I still have an issue with the art style. I'm not.
It's a bad art style. Yeah.
Fortnite-y, but the game actually looks.
But I was like,
cool
hey,
now.
why wouldn't you show this? This looks a lot. The theme seems more Dragon Agey.
Yeah, I've been seeing people a lot more positive about it.
It seemed a lot better. Now, to be fair, there was a lot of people that were pushing back against the negativity, and I don't want to be like sexist or anything, but I was really looking at the demographics. When I would see like in the posts and stuff, it was mainly women that were like, "Oh, I'm excited. I know what you guys talking about." And I think it was the people that really loved the
us. It was the us that really liked the way it was, the grittiness.
Well, yeah, the one that we liked, liked the dark fantasy of it, but there was a lot of like women say that really loved the romance, the story.
That's fine, man.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to be sexist, but I was seeing the people who were being positive. It was overwhelmingly women, and then it was more of just like the fucking nerds that are into like dark fantasy. They're like, "What am I seeing? This is what you show us after 10 fucking years." This next trailer, I was like, okay, I feel okay. Probably buying this, maybe not right away.
I'm gonna buy it.
Wait to see what people say about it.
Yeah, but like I feel I'm most likely gonna get it.
The before you buy, I'll let them do that. I'll see what it is. See what Jake says.
Sure.
Because I just love Dragon Age. It's what got
That's
me into.
the problem. It's
shout out to Jake Baldino.
Of course, you're awesome, dude.
Cool feller.
But it's just I love this is why I love D&D. This is why I love fucking Song Ice and Fire. That game was one of the first video games I played that was like really like heavy consciously from my brain of like the world's bigger than my character running through it.
Yeah.
So I really I have to try
I understand. It's I get it. Especially
and
they did such a brilliant thing, which I'm like, because I was like, okay, clearly there's gonna have to be other people returning. Because if it's not, I'm gonna be really upset. So then they showed Morgan in the trailer, and I was like, at least we know for sure she's in here because the voice actor said she was not returning. And then she just pulled a fast one on everybody.
Yeah, she lied.
So I was like, great. I was like, oh, I feel hopeful that there's going to be some other large cameos too. Maybe even some fucking missions tied to it. Because my biggest thing, and I've talked about this before, Alistair was like Garrus, and then you just never got to do anything with him anymore. And I'm like,
if things are as dire as it sounds right now on a global, because it's the planet now, like it's not as a place anymore.
Right, it's the whole,
the whole entire planet that's
yeah.
in trouble.
Yes.
So we very much like see Alistair. We might see our original warden again.
Well, if I would, I'm not gonna get my hopes up for that.
But it makes sense.
It would
though.
be great. But the idea of
how would they do that?
Because it's a whole planet.
Because
thing
he's
no, but I mean, like, how would?
So what they could do, they actually did this in not every version of, because on PC I can't customize Ethan Hawke, but when I played on the consoles, when Ethan Hawke shows up, he's from the second one, the protagonist. You can customize how Ethan Hawke looks when he first shows up.
What are you saying right now?
Ethan Hawke?
Is he the actor?
Oh no, that's his actually. Isn't that his name?
It's Hawk.
It's sorry. You can change the first name.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's Hawk.
Sorry. So like
I was like Ethan Hawke in Dragon Age.
So here's the thing.
So his name is Hawk.
So his name is
Hawk.
Hawk, but I forget
Right.
if you. I think the default. It's like John Shepard is the
Right.
default. That's my
His
mistake.
name is John. His name is
That
John.
is the default. The default is John and Jane.
You're right. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
And
Yeah.
so like that's the default, and I'm pretty sure the default is Ethan, and that's why my brain just like his name's Ethan Hawke. Hawk. I'll just say
really-
Hawk.
Yeah.
That's
That
what
really
I was
threw me.
confused. I was like, what am I saying wrong?
Because like
the
that's
actor.
that's around the time.
You were animated.
I,
You were like,
I
what
didn't
the
know.
fuck
I
is
didn't. I was
that?
like, what am I saying? Am I fucking
You
up?
also didn't play Dragon Age. I forgot.
I didn't play any Dragon Age.
Right,
Play
right.
those games, man.
I don't know
Or
if
at
I like
least,
them.
at least watch a video about the story.
I mean, I could do that probably. Like I
The
think
stories
for me,
are so good. It's
Look,
like
I think-
genuinely crazy.
I think the thing for me is just like fantasy is just not my preferred. Like
I
I
get it.
like it. Like it's okay, but I didn't go out of my way to. I saw Lord of the Rings for the first time in 2017. Lacey made me watch Lord of the Rings.
I get it.
You know, I just never. And Game of Thrones, I still haven't seen. You know, it's just kind of an area of things. Like I feel like I've seen a lot of it already. I think I only played Skyrim because it was unavoidable.
I get what you mean, man.
I can't understand how you fans. I feel like that's like my favorite genre of anything. I think magic.
Well,
is
I want to be
funny.
clear. I want to be. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that of the worlds that I could ingratiate myself in, I just think it's like it is the one that I feel like I've seen the most of. But at the same time, every time I see it interpreted differently, it feels more samey than other things do. Like I think about historical fiction, right? And I think about something like Assassin's Creed and The Order, and those are two vastly different kinds of games. You know what I mean? But like when I
think
play
Assassin's Creed is damn near fantasy. But yeah, I agree.
well, I don't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like I don't hate it.
I think it's just like a vibe thing because, like, for example, I'm not the biggest. One of the reasons why I also didn't play, why it took me forever to finish Cyberpunk is like I'm not the biggest fan of first person.
yeah.
Like, so personally for me, even though I'm like the world seems cool, I'm not like I just enjoy a third person more, just from like. Because I'm not trying to be, I don't care. I don't give a fuck about me being in the game. Like it doesn't like me being like a first person. I'm in the game, and so
I
like
kind of wish I could have played that game. Like I wish
always
there was a
have a
way to play that
disconnect.
game in third person.
I
honestly.
wish they
it feels like a third
the
person.
coolest
game.
thing that fucking Resident Evil Village they did was that with the DLC you can fucking play in third person.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I was like, could you games please? I will pay for the option
Could you switch the whole main story to third person?
Yeah, you could.
in Resident Evil Village. Yes.
Really?
yeah.
So if you
well,
bought,
not at launch. Like I think it came later.
it was the DLC.
yeah,
the winter's
it was the
expansion.
DLC with the DLC with the
winter's
with the
expansion.
daughter. Yeah.
I feel like that game would be way less interesting for me if it wasn't, because I feel like first person
Which game?
frightens me more.
Which game?
Resident Evil. So
Oh,
like,
I'm not.
if I'm in first
that
person,
those
it
games
makes
aren't
me feel more
frightening.
But you already
intense.
played it. You're not going to be
But
frightened.
those games
again.
aren't frightening to me at all. They were frightening to me when I was a kid because I was like a kid. And then as soon as I got into like, I don't know, late middle school, high school, like it was just fun.
Yeah.
I love zombie stuff and all that shit.
Because RE4, if someone gets scared of Resident Evil 4, I think you're the biggest pussy ever.
It's not scary.
Because
It's not
you're
scary.
more dangerous than every single
It's just-
thing you encounter.
I give it a pass if you're like literally a child, because like there's
Right.
there's things that like scare children that make no
Bro,
sense.
the chainsaw guy with the bag on his head, if I was like 8 years old, would probably freak me out a little
Dude,
bit.
I got freaked out by like games that I think are whimsical today. You know what I mean? Like I remember specifically getting freaked out, like the music although to be fair, a lot of PS1 games just sounded creepy by the nature of just like how, like, like I remember Lara Croft's like, we talked about this I think kind of recently. The oh my god, what the butler. In right. He creeped me the fuck out when I was a kid. Like, and now it's just like, look at this fucking old idiot, like walking around with like a PS1 stapled face.
The idea of RE4, like there's a moment where you have an anime team up with a fucking wolf, you know. That's a moment of RE4, which makes me sad because you're supposed to originally you were supposed to have that as your ally, you know, right? The dog's supposed to follow you around, and help you, and then
they just didn't do it.
No,
and I'm like, why did I free this nigga? And then it just does. All it does is do like one other thing for you,
dude. Yeah. Animal companions are always better in video games. We got graphics back in the games. We understand animal companions are always cooler.
No, I don't agree.
I think
mostly. I think I would agree generally. But there's no scenario where, like, in Mass Effect, I would want a dog over, like, Garrus.
No. Sorry.
But, hey, but I will say...
the dog is not...
Let me support you, though. I want to support him, though. Dragon Age, I was pissed off that they never gave you an option to have another war dog. Because in the first one, in Origins, you get a war dog. Always named him Pimp or something, or Batman, or...
Get him, Pimp!
Yeah.
Kill that nigga, Pimp!
He was an amazing tank. He was an amazing tank. And I'm like, these war dogs are fucking awesome. And then they never did it again. In Inquisition, you could pet one in the DLC.
I used to name.
Yeah, you could see one. I remember you see somebody with one. I'm like, I'm gonna get it.
I'm like, there's a DLC where you collect bones and you can pet, and then the dog will go on its back. And I'm like, bro, why can't I? Let me have the fucking dog. Colin?
Colleen?
What's his name again? Not Colin.
What's his design again?
The blonde fuck that had that huge fur on his name. The blonde fuck.
Was it the hunter dude?
No, he was the guy that was like planning all this stuff for the Inquisition. Whatever, doesn't matter. The only standard white guy with blonde hair. Like, he takes the dog, but you never. Anyway, point being.
Having a
dogs
other
are cool.
Sci-fi, other than a robotic dog. A robotic dog is pretty cool.
Dog meat's
cool. I will
cool.
say in Starfield, I played a shit ton of Starfield, and I will say the robot companion was the best one in there. Yeah.
Nice.
He was just like a chill fucking dude, and he didn't give a shit what you did, which is the main thing.
That's why I love dog meat.
Like, he didn't judge you for anything.
I hate that shit. I'm like, bitch, don't.
There was never
stop disliking my shit.
Yeah, there was never. There was never.
Stop not agreeing. Agree.
Yeah, there was never a moment where he was like, this person he dislikes that or whatever. So I could just be relaxed. And have him like.
That's why it's good having a dog, your pet, man. Your pet's like, I'm just your
they
homie.
Riding with
dude,
you.
In Fallout,
I'm just your homie.
They ride with you.
Fallout 4, like it's dog meat.
Dog meat's the shit. Yeah.
You get overpowered having dog meat also because you get all like the solo shit along with dog meat, and then you just make him stronger.
That is
so
true.
Dog meat is attacking mutants and ripping their throats out. I'm like, yeah, you have to give him back at the end. Like if you finish the game proper, if you actually do everything.
I'm not finishing the game.
I don't remember that.
I'm keeping my dog.
Bring him back. Eventually, you bring him back to the because the person that he belonged to. You bring him back to him, and he's like, "My dog."
Get fucked.
Like,
Get out of here.
I don't remember that at all.
This is my dog now.
I definitely didn't do that.
No, you didn't. No, if you really do everything,
yeah,
and I'm like,
that's his like companion quest, I guess. And I'm like, effectively.
And I'm like, you bitch. I almost said something way worse, but like, you bitch. He's my friend.
Can you kill that guy?
No, you know how it is in fucking Bethesda games.
I know. So annoying.
I mean, I killed.
You can mod it, I guess.
Yes, you can.
Imagine going through, imagine that you wake up in a fucking desolate world. You're fucking going crazy. You meet this one creature that has helped you do everything. Then at the end, it's like, all right, bud, go back to your owner.
Yeah, I would never do that.
That would break me.
I think dog meat wouldn't go back. Because dog meat is like, this guy is way better.
Dude, you know how many people I've eaten? I killed giant roaches.
Like, I did everything a dog wants to do.
Yeah.
Go on adventures.
Yeah, and
stay fed.
Yeah, roam the wilderness.
Yeah.
Like, what is he gonna stay with this guy cooking beans on a stove over in a studio apartment at the end of the world where you could just steal a better apartment?
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so
I'm not giving you your dog
I'm
back.
sure dog meat stays for an hour. And then he looks at his dog watch. He's like, and then he just goes to the guy, I'm out of here.
I'm gonna go find the survivor again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find.
You're gay.
You're fucking hands. You're gay. That's like that when you mentioned the Sims. The fucking
the
the
dog
that
hugging.
you hug. That shit is so funny.
The dog that glitches into a hugging animation in The Sims is one of the best. It's one of the most
amazing
pure videos I've ever seen. Just like that will make you smile.
Amazing.
But yeah, I would agree generally. I just think that there are like notable exceptions where like Mass Effect. I can't imagine that game being improved. Even if you had a dog that was as good as dog meat, you're not beating Garrus.
No,
I mean, obviously,
you're right.
Garrus is the fucking GOAT.
Yeah.
Obviously, sparkly, fucking clean, good guy Garrus into grizzled, fucking anti-hero Garrus is just the best. Like
Archangel, yeah.
It's good shit.
Can you think of a better companion in a video game?
I
think there's Serena is the only one that's close to him. Well, that's because I want to fuck her so bad.
Where's she from?
Huh?
Who's that?
The vampire from fucking from Skyrim.
Right.
I
The
want to
DLC
bang
bitch.
her so bad. That's the only reason why.
Right.
I don't even like vampires like that.
Yeah. Did you have her nude like me?
Of course. She was nude. She was dripping milk too. I was like, this is.
Dude, I just saw somebody just tagged me in a.
I gave her the veins.
Someone just
too.
tagged me, bro. Oh, that's crazy, dude. Somebody tagged me in a meme where it showed you like which way Elder Scrolls mod. So which way do you go? It was like some playful shit, and then one was like, "Titty suck shout." There was one. Every time you hit fucking R1, I guess, or RB, you'll suck a titty. You'll go and then you'll fucking start. I'm like, yo, I've never heard of this.
That is so crazy.
I just saw this morning and I'm like,
I need this mod.
But I was like, I'm on a mission. I'm gonna play. My next game is I never played the Apocalypse games, the Horsemen of Apocalypse game. It's
Darksiders.
Darksider, yeah.
I'm curious about that because like they just teased the fourth one.
Oh, interesting.
Like a new one.
The latest one. You're right.
There's a new one coming, I guess.
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
Darksiders 1.
I've never played any of them.
I played a little. I think I played like the demo of 2 or something. Like I know.
That was the one with the death, right? The 2 was with death.
I played the one with the woman.
First one was War. Second one was Death.
Who was the woman one?
Is that
the 3?
That's 3. That's 3. That's 3. No, Death is the second one. I remember that for sure. No, Death is a skull-looking guy.
No, that's like he's a Reaper. He's a Reaper.
He's like scully, ghoulish looking.
And then War is the big Brocky dude with the giant sword in his back.
Yeah,
I think 3 is Death. You're right. Yeah.
3 is the
I played
chick.
one of
The
them.
red haired chick.
Yeah, she's not Death. Death is the ghoulish dude.
Then who? What is she? Fucking Pestilence?
Probably.
Of course.
Yeah.
Death, War, Pestilence.
The way he looked, gay or something. The gay plague.
Homosexuality. Run, gay's coming. You run, then you fall down.
You think fucking when they pass by, you just.
If pass by, you got a pride flag. You just like somebody from WeHo. You got a pride flag flying by.
I think. Yeah, I don't know much about Darksiders. I know it's a hack and slash.
It's a hack and slash. It was like people were comparing it to a little bit of God of War.
Yeah, Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno.
I never liked hack and slash as a Devil May Cry because of how fucking hilarious they are.
I love that. I like hack and slash.
God of War is a different. God of War it's almost its own genre. It's absolutely hack and slash.
Yeah,
but it's also like a degree of gratuitous violence that no other ones have.
Yeah, there are games. There are games that are hack and slashes that are clearly not God of War, and then there are games that are clearly trying to be God. Like Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno was not even close to not like they weren't even hiding it. It was just oh, we're gonna make God of War, but fucking
biblical.
Dante's Inferno,
and it was dope. I like Dante's Inferno a lot.
I love how you kill Death in the beginning of that game, and it's like
you kill him so quickly. Like
you kill Death at the beginning, and then you get his scythe, and it is fucking cool as shit.
Can't you ride his scythe? Am I remembering that correctly?
No, I don't remember that. Like
you're gonna do some stupid shit with it. I'm like, this shouldn't be in the
game.
game.
The thing that I remember specifically was that like when you would beat people the fuck down, and then you had an option to like damn them or like
you can absolve them.
I thought that shit was crazy.
I damned most of them. Even when they're like clearly like they should be absolved.
Yeah,
like, you didn't do anything that bad. And then rip their head out.
It's crazy. Dante's Inferno slaps. It's really good.
That was infamous.
Love that
it's a total ripoff, but like I don't care.
Because it's like it's even with it, you only had one weapon.
Yeah.
And then you just shot like cross projectiles, which I thought was hilarious.
Oh my god, the Crowley
ching,
projectile.
ching, ching, and like so you can spam that, and then
like
like
the 3 crosses eventually.
Dude, it was so fun, and we've talked about this before this game because I remember talking about Graham McTavish being Dante. Like Graham McTavish is one of my favorite voice actors. His voice is just perfect. Fucking his father was Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro, what the fuck? You got
shit.
Mark Hamill in this game?
It's good shit. I remember specifically too, like I remember there was a trailer for it that was really good.
I remember the trailer.
Like because it was like that song. It was crazy when I'm gone. It was like that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was just so, it's like, this is so good, dude.
Yeah.
That era had some good ads for games.
Yeah, that's back when Gears.
Mad World,
that's
man.
When Gears
yeah.
was fucking goated.
Good shit.
Go, guys, if you haven't played that game, at least go listen. Just go listen to some of the combat. The sounds that like
are so fucking heavy.
Just the ching ching with the blocking, fucking some of the hard strikes that when Graham like he does this yelp that is so I can feel it. Like he's like I feel like I'm like damn that is heavy.
Is it fucked up that in every game where you could absorb people, I absorb them instantly?
You have to.
Like in fucking in Infamous when people are down, it's like heal or bioabsorb, and I grab their face and I absorb it. And I'm like,
you have to.
Now I'm stronger because of you. I live low.
Dude, that looks awesome. Imagine if they remade this.
So sick.
That's what a remake would look like. That would be beautiful.
Yeah,
they'll never do it, but
yeah, dude. Oh,
Beatrice.
That's right.
And then the fucking devil.
It's so sick.
See the devil's huge penis at the end? Do you guys remember?
This is a Super Bowl.
Naked, yeah.
This is a Super Bowl commercial.
That's right, because they spent. I think they spent like an ungodly amount of money or something.
That is sick.
I remember watching a
Good
video,
shit, man.
breaking that shit down. And
Visceral. Visceral made
Visceral.
this. Wait, what did they make?
Visceral did make.
That's mega familiar.
I think they made.
They made something that I know for sure.
I think they also
Visceral.
Was it Asurus? No.
No, I'm thinking of THQ. Never mind. I was thinking of something else.
Dead Space.
Dada Spasa.
I'm playing that game again.
Of fucking course.
I'm playing it again. Actually, I'm playing the new one.
The remake.
Yeah.
Oh, they made one of the Army of Two games.
Army 2 was fun.
It's so similar to what the old one was I played before. It looks amazing. It's way better looking.
What
obviously.
game?
Dead Space.
Dead Spasi.
Dead Space is great.
Did
you play the remake yet?
I'm playing it right now.
That's what you're doing right now.
You're playing it right now? Oh yeah, that's right. You have it on the Steam Deck, right?
It's like
I have a Steam Deck and I have it on my PC.
it's really inexpensive right now, which
way cheap.
I felt bad. I guess it didn't do that well.
It didn't do super. Like it sold decently, but not enough to get a second one, I guess.
Yeah, which sucks. I felt
2's the best.
everybody says this
one.
2's the best one.
It was overshadowed by I think Resident Evil 4. I think there was just more hype for it.
Right. Probably should have came out now.
Dude, yeah. I think it's Dead Space is fucking great.
They're gonna make a second one.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe later.
Got an Alien movie coming out right now. People are kind of probably craving something like that. This would have been a good time, but
I feel like the Alien. I don't know, man. I watch Alien movies and I feel like this shit is like. There's so many moments in Alien movies where this is obviously bad. Get out of here, and they just don't do that. Like I can't even like those movies. I try to like.
But that's
a
lot of horror though in general.
I know.
That's the point in some way.
The thing is this, right?
Yeah.
I believe that in horror movies don't exist. That has to be the thing. There can't be horror movies in horror movie universe.
Right, it's like in a zombie apocalypse, right? They don't have zombie movies.
They don't have zombie movies. They can never have. They've never had zombie books.
What is this? A dead person walking around?
Yeah, it's exactly.
They start fucking freaking out.
They've never
They never read the Bible.
see,
They never have, and they have no lore.
Bible. There's no
nothing.
pretext at all for this happening.
But that's how a lot of the like say fucking all the zombie apocalypse whenever they start like just fucking Walking Dead.
They're walkers.
What do we call them? Oh, so zombies. The word literally doesn't exist in any zombie universe.
Which means cordyceps don't exist. Zombification doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's a weird
That's
premise.
what I'm like. It's
They
weird.
never think the head.
Oh, and like it took them a while to figure this out. That I'm like, well, if anything is walking around like this, you have to imagine if you remove its head, it can't do anything anymore.
Michael Jackson's not real. No Thriller.
There's definitely that's a good fucking point.
No Thriller. Thriller
What
doesn't
is Thriller?
exist.
Yeah, what's Thriller?
One guy.
At least Thriller's not there.
This is Michael Jackson on a roller coaster, literally being thrilled.
In that universe, it's.
Could you imagine how different the universe would be after that?
Like dancing on a roller coaster, and that's it.
It'd be a significantly different universe, and in fact, would have zombies.
No, it'd be different lyrics. It's like I'm on a roller coaster.
Oh yeah, I'm on a roller
I'm going down
coaster.
real fast, and I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, kind of scared.
But the
You start to scream.
the melody is still like vaguely ominous.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know, man.
I don't know. The idea of like,
Wait a second.
This
They did not
coast
make
is
this.
thriller coaster.
do you think?
Is that real?
Wait, which one is that? Return of the King?
That was
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not real.
That
Stop
makes
lying.
sense.
No shot.
That's not real. Stop.
That makes sense.
Stop. They're not releasing that game. Stop it. Don't lie.
No,
to me.
yeah, okay, they didn't. Okay, good. Like
Okay.
it's on the list. I was like, what the fuck?
Who
like,
made it?
Let me go forward. The Return of the King was made by
My ass.
just a bunch of shit that you don't recognize. EA Redwood, just some
Whatever.
EA studio.
Oh yeah, that was EA. It was because I thought all of them were EA actually.
yeah. They're all EA, but like there's some like sub developers kind of, but none of them are. It's not Visceral.
I see.
That game was sick too. Return of the King was unreasonably good.
Yeah, way better than Handy Right to be.
Yeah,
I didn't play those games regularly because my mom's partner bought them because they Lord of the Ring fucking nerds.
Yeah.
And they sucked ass at games. Obviously, they're old. So then I was like, here, Game Shark. And I started fucking with the game Shark. It was hilarious.
Oh my
It's your nature. It is in your
Dude, it
nature
is
to do that.
Dude,
it is in your blood to take serious game, piece of art, and turn it into big penis lactating boobies.
Dude,
So it does with music too.
there was a dark period of gaming with the PS3 360 era. The code was a little bit too complex to use Game Shark.
Yeah.
They just
Oh,
did,
yeah,
they just
yeah.
they just stopped. They're like, fuck it. And so it was just okay, PC modding, and that was pretty much it. So there was that dark period where I'm like, damn, because I used to use Game Shark since PS1, use Game
Every
Genie.
game I gotta actually play the way
Dude,
it is. Fuck. This ain't that fun. I don't think I like video games.
Dude, to me, it's like, because to me, y'all are like, oh man, I only like vanilla and ice cream, nothing else. I don't want to put anything else on it. And I'm like, nah, nigga. Like, why not put some toppings on it after? You have a bowl of vanilla. It was really delicious. I love vanilla ice cream, by the way. And then maybe you want to add something extra afterwards.
For me, I like now because of you. It's literally your fault, probably.
Awesome.
But because of you, I mod games all the time to the point that if I'm ever on stream and I open my Street Fighter, I would get in trouble.
Yeah, that's why
instantly.
you have to. If I were you,
You gotta remember, the
like
separate
say
files.
a lot of my mod managers are on my taskbar, so it's like you just can turn them off like instantly, right? You just open it, turn them off.
Like the
Yeah,
guy that
man,
played the
but-
Street Fighter tournament that had the naked
yeah,
Like, that
Chun-Li
fucking
mod.
idiot. Like why? Like how does that slip your mind?
No. What happens is that it's two screens. Obviously, it's a fighting game.
I know what
So
happened.
it's online. It's two screens, but it showed his screen.
Yeah, he was
So he's
streaming
like,
his screen.
Fuck! It streamed to my screen.
But it's
God
like-
damn it!
You're
just
so
dumb not to-
comfortable
yeah.
with the nudity. It's like, look, even I look.
I'm comfortable. If I'm doing it,
Look, JoJo is completely aware of how much I fuck with games. But even still, when I'll be like, say she walked in while I was playing two nights ago. I'm playing fucking Cyberpunk, and it's third person when you're riding. You can have it third person when you're in a vehicle. So I have this bitch on the motorcycle, and her ass is all fucking just all cheeked out, and just it basically looks like I'm just like I'm just doing it.
and you're hunched over, standing up on the chair. You're standing up and playing low. Hands are low. You're
It
like,
just
oh, sorry.
no matter what, it just looks like I'm just thirsty when I'm like.
Right.
I'm literally going to the next destination, to the next mission, and like I just can't. And I told her also, I'm like, I can't drive in first person.
I can't do it either.
It's fucking like I don't know if anyone who can do it well, bless you.
I like it.
People that
in
do that
certain,
scare me.
Well, there's certain things where it's like if I'm trying to like.
It's just hard. That's all.
Yeah, I remember in Far Cry that was like kind of like a.
Yeah, you had no
thing.
choice.
Can you,
had no choice.
you guys see yourselves in third person currently? Like right now, I can have a third person view of myself as if I'm like looking from right there, but I know I'm not.
What's
Are
the
you
FOV?
half dead? What is
I
that?
don't know what's wrong.
happening.
I'm ethereal
It's
and not at
if
the same
part
time.
of your soul out, and you can see.
Like you can always know what you look like, right?
No, I'm always third person or first person. I mean,
You can't. You don't know what you look like. You don't have an idea of how you look exactly right now.
I have
The
a
fuck are you
general.
talking
I mean, I
about?
see a screen that shows me what. I
So
look
like if I'm smiling or mean mugging, I have an idea what I look like. Yeah.
Third person.
I can always see in third person as well.
That's not true.
I think it's just a mental fabrication of third person.
I think we need to put you in a mental institution.
Yeah, I think you're just stupid.
It's either I'm dumb or I'm stupid.
That's what the fucking psychiatrist is like. Oh no, you're fine. You're just stupid.
He's just
well, you don't gotta be incarcerated. You're just dumb.
Get the fuck out of here.
The thing to me about that conversation though is that like we have a very distinct understanding of third person because we're on camera.
I can't see that,
but we know what it is.
But you do. I don't.
Yes, you do.
What the fuck
You've
you
seen
mean?
the show.
What is he saying?
Never once.
Never mind.
I don't. Yeah.
Whatever. What the fuck are we talking about?
Dude, they're gonna you're gonna go to a psychiatrist. They're gonna put you in a straitjacket, but still kick you out. So they're gonna wrap you up and then shove you out of the door.
Put me in a room, and then I'm gonna be standing behind them like, hey, what happened?
The big cheese.
That's so terrifying.
The big cheese wrote in. This is like not a question, but it's something.
Big cheese.
He wrote, not a question. Just wanted to. But just saying, when Sweeney talked about his friend's exposed nerve ending, it's all I can think about, and it's haunting me. Why would you say that? I don't think it's real.
Why did you say that?
Dead serious, man. I was like, shit, dude.
That's not real, dude.
Shit, dude.
You can't just have an exposed nerve ending.
You absolutely can.
Impossible.
Unlikely.
I don't even remember this conversation.
Really? One of my friends had an exposed nerve ending, and she thought it was a hair, and she tried to pull it, and she threw up and passed out.
I don't.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't.
Well, why is your... In what universe is your nerve just exposed?
Not like fucking all. She thought it was a hair. It was a small bit of a nerve ending, and she pulled it, and she fucking threw up. You can have a nerve ending exposed. That happens sometimes.
How?
I don't make human.
Like it's hair?
Yeah, like a small bit of it. Like, oh, this is abnormally long hair or something like that.
Nerves aren't. Like, maybe if you're a mouse, you would think your nerve was a hair. Your nerves aren't that fucking tiny.
I didn't do this. All right? I didn't do this. I didn't make it happen. All right?
I like how you just believe that story.
People talk about nerve endings all the time. That's the thing that you hear about.
Nerve endings exposed?
Exposed nerves.
Type it in.
Even for like dogs and stuff. Like sometimes when you chop a dog's nails, right? Sometimes they have overly exposed nerves. You can chop one of their nerves off, and it really hurts
just
them.
their nerves that you can see them. If they're more translucent, like you know how some dogs have almost whitish clear nails.
Yeah,
and then you can see the nerve endings in them. Some of them have dark claws, and you can't see them, and people are stupid.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, how is it exposed? In which way? Where
is this visible? Like I'm assuming it was on her tit.
I will say I'm not finding
a nerve out of her tit.
I'm not finding any pictures of exposed nerve endings that
look, man,
match your description.
I will concede if somehow but I just picturing my nerve endings somehow popping out of my skin and me not noticing or feeling it. Because feeling a nerve already is it's like antagonistic enough to your body. Just if you focus on a nerve and start pressing on it, your body's like, what the fuck is this?
I can't even imagine this happening.
So I'm like,
I don't necessarily think it's impossible. I just really don't know how that would happen.
To me, I'm ignorant. It sounds impossible to me, but I'm also ignorant.
Right? This is I did a follicle. It's very over thing, right? So it'd be along the lines of something that's similar to that, and you would assume it's just a hair.
I know what a hair
feel like
looks
I should see an example of this if this was common.
Is there a video of somebody pulling an exposed nerve? That's what I want to see.
I just want to
That's really what I want to see.
What I want to see is an exposed nerve without you being sliced open. Because that's the whole thing where I'm like, how am I seeing, how is there an exposed nerve without, say, that you use the dog nails as an example. The nail has to be clipped completely until it's exposed. It's not just exposed.
Yeah, so that's just chilling on your forehead.
Yeah, like the dog's there just, every time it walks, it's just like its nerve just came out of its fucking nails. Like, shut up, dog. You're fine.
Well,
stay still. Stay still.
While Sweeney looks for whatever it is he's looking for, I'm going to go to the next question. Stink is a myth created by Big Smell. Wrote in. He says, what's up, sperm jockeys? Is it just me, or has portable gaming officially become goated? I honestly play my Steam Deck more than anything now, and I even took inspiration from Derek to start an A to Z marathon of my Steam library, starting with Alien Isolation. I never played that one. I never finished it.
See, this is how you play them, because you have other than you, Kingston, everybody has a list of shit that they haven't played, and the only way you're gonna get to it is doing that.
Yeah,
because you're gonna constantly skip over shit.
I just don't buy games that often, honestly, either.
I bought Darksiders forever
constantly.
ago.
I bought 1886 like a few days ago, and I was like, I'm gonna
why?
play this game. I want to try it out. I thought I'd like it.
Maybe. Yeah.
And, I was playing obviously the 20XO thing, the fucking new League of Legends fighting game for a while. Don't like that game very much.
Splitgate 2 I know is out or something.
It's on its way out.
Or it's on its way out?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. I haven't seen it.
It looks really cool. There's like classes now. It took some energy.
I don't know what to make of that really, because I liked Splitgate. I thought it was okay, but I don't.
I think it'll only make it more diverse. I don't know if that's going to be a good or bad thing.
Yeah, we'll see. But I have I don't even know what the fuck I'm playing right now. What the fuck am I doing?
Oh shit, my Steam Deck should be here tomorrow.
Ooh,
you're excited.
I'm really
man.
excited to see how that turns out.
Did you mod yours?
Yeah.
Not yet, because the video came way late.
My bad.
That was fucking.
I asked.
That was amazing.
Because I don't know. Did we talk about it on the episode?
No, we did. We literally did.
So we talked about it on the episode, like about like modding the Steam Deck, and I was like, "Oh, send me that video." I asked him on the podcast, like, send me the video later of how to mod the Steam Deck, because I'm not sure how to do it. And I said, Wednesday, 9:40 p.m. I said, "Hey, Cakesid, what's the Steam Deck hack video?" And then yesterday, so Thursday morning at like 6:20 a.m., I was like, "Thanks."
I fucking just laughed at that.
I didn't see that much at all.
He didn't see the hey, can I get this? Thanks. He didn't see the laugh my ass off. He didn't see like
my bad.
Way later.
You didn't see it until literally.
When did he do it?
Like
so
12.
I sent the message at 9:43 p.m. He responded at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. the next day.
Oh, so like 24 hours later.
24 hours literally.
Amazing.
And I was like, my bad here.
Amazing.
So I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna probably try like maybe later. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I want to play. I'm playing System Shock still right now. And then I'm probably gonna try Sly Cooper, because I never actually played Sly Cooper.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
Good
I feel like
games.
it's something that I should play, given, I'm on a PlayStation show.
Yeah.
I want to mod my Nintendo Switch really bad. I think that's gonna be the next thing I'm gonna do.
You gonna mod it?
For what? Like, what do you want
So
to
I can
play?
have DS games on it.
Ah.
So I can run.
Can you just do that on the Steam Deck and have just a better version?
No, because of the way you can.
Oh, the touchscreen?
You can tilt it.
Right.
So it'll be like it'll make the flip thing. So it'll be like, instead of it being the way it is, it'll be upside down for like a DS. Then the DS is like touchscreen. It'll be like a perfect use.
But
So
yeah,
it's gonna cost me like
says,
$100 to have somebody like solder the mod chip.
don't
on
fucking bother with
Just
that.
get a DS.
I have one.
Then what is happening?
Bigger screen.
Oh,
So stupid.
Bigger screen.
You can't be though, can it?
It is much bigger.
Wouldn't
than
it just
a
be
DS.
stretched out and awkward?
And look awful?
Yeah,
No,
wouldn't it?
I think it encapsulates the right
No,
way.
wouldn't it be wouldn't I feel like it would take up the same amount of space on this? It actually might be smaller.
What do you mean?
So let me ask you this question: both screens on the DS, right?
Yeah.
Are they on like together? Are they about as tall as a Switch?
Not if it's flipped. You can use the thing to flip.
Flipped? What do you mean
You
flip?
can flip the Switch, so instead of it being like this way, like the long way, it can go up and down vertically.
Ew.
Instead of it being like,
why would you do that?
Like it's
You play the Switch like this?
You can do that. And
Why would you do that?
No. You can have. There's a flip grip where you can put it. You can go into the Switch's settings and have it flip that way.
So you're playing like it's a vertical monitor?
Yeah, like this. But it's pretty much only for DS games.
I would kill myself before I did that, I think.
Go for it. You should do it.
I feel like that would give me...
But yeah, he asks, is it goated? Yeah, absolutely. I think now is like, it seems like it's probably like top 5 consoles easily for me. It's crazy good.
Top 3, I think.
It's hard. Yeah, I would say
Top
it's
3.
definitely, it's not number 1 or number 2, but it's definitely number 3.
I think it's number 2 after my PC. I think it's my PC.
Well, a PC's not a console. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah, whatever.
I was saying your car is a console, or like
It is.
or like your fridge is.
Has a console in it, I guess.
It is.
You play Skyrim on Alexa, that makes it a console. It's like, no.
Let's go.
It's still not top tier though.
What would you put in the top 3?
Of
Consoles,
all time or currently?
All time.
Oh,
But use your own like metric, like whatever you. I don't know. You can
So for
go
me-
from personal favorite or just like what you consider to be like objectively.
so personal. I think number 1 is going to have to be excluding computers. No computers involved.
yeah, no
Ouya?
PCs. It defeats the purpose.
Ouya?
Ouya, pretty dope. Engage.
Ouya.
The Engage is pretty sick.
The freaking the
Yeah.
Google Play.
Yeah, the Google Play console.
For me, number 1 is have to be probably sentimental. Probably Game Boy Advance.
Really?
Yeah, probably Game Boy Advance.
Pretty gay.
Then Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, SNES for sure.
And then Steam Deck, I guess, because you said it's top 3.
I was doing right now. This is the right now thing, right?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Because of all time. I'm doing all time and then personally at the moment.
So what is this?
Wait, no. Your all time should and that it should be the same.
Well, no, because I feel like the SNES is still like one of the greatest of all time, but I'm not really playing SNES right now. You know,
it isn't.
That's where my argument comes from.
So your argument is: are you doing it by a matter of fact what you play the most? Is that how you're doing it? Or vibes?
What are vibes? Like what I feel like is been the best experience of video
games. So
that's
you should always stick to that metric. Just what the
for
best.
Me, like
just stick to that.
Of all time, it's probably going to be the PS2, SNES, Game Boy Advance, and then after that would probably be the Steam Deck for me.
Okay. I suppose.
Yeah.
The Game Boy Advance has had too many hits, man. Like as a game console, just like if I catalog wise, I think the only thing that probably beats it is the PS2. I think for like genuinely how many amazing games are on it.
Yeah. Look, it was definitely SNES and PS2. The thing is, I would probably feel more like PS2 if it was more easily accessible. Like I know there's what do you call it? Just emulate, blah blah blah. But like say Super Nintendo still have one. They released that little super thing that came with like 20 games on it or something.
Yeah,
that was cool.
The mini, right?
The mini, the mini. So they have like some cool shit that I've still play. Like I still play actually a lot of. I would play Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 with my friends. Play some Donkey Kong Country. Still play Mega Man X. There's a lot of shit that I still play on there. I think
SNES is it's a diamond. Like that console is like. Other than the PS2, I think it's just the greatest console ever. Like genuinely, I think it's those. Then maybe the Xbox 360.
Sure.
And what else? Like
but yeah, PS2 is fucking like
PS2 is pretty good.
Yeah. It's so goated.
It's pretty goated.
Also, the game catalog was insane. Like when I looked up like
the most games I ever owned.
All PS2 games, I was like, what in like thousands?
It was probably like the most stacked library that anybody had. If you think about like games that you collected, probably. Now,
probably at that time,
at the time, because like,
at the time for sure. Like not anymore. Now 14,000 games come out a year. It's
that is very true. Very true.
But yeah, I don't know. I think 360 at the top, and then I think PS1, and then Steam Deck.
PS1.
I love the PS1. I think the PS2, I played a lot of like Dragon Ball games on it. And I love that. And then I don't know. Like I never played Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter, the big ones. You know, right. I didn't really play those.
For me, it wasn't even those games. It was just games and like
what
games galore. Like I'd go to my friend's house and I'd experience a different kind of fucking game. I'm like, what is this?
Play them all. Play
the Tekken. What is this?
Tekken 4, Tekken 5.
The issue with the PS2 that I had was that so many games that I was playing were 3D, and the parallel sticks to me for 3D games feel really not correct. I don't know what it is about it.
I got over it. I understand what you mean because when I think of
even
like
still
Xbox,
to this day, like if I'm playing on PC and it's like a 3D game, if it's not a fighting game, I'm playing with an Xbox controller, with the stick parallel to the face buttons. Like I don't know what like. It feels gross to me.
I still use the Xbox controller for my PC as well too.
Yeah, because it's just it's better.
Yeah, I got an Xbox like one of the newer ones, and it feels great.
Yeah, it's just a way better controller. Like it just feels great. And I think the reason why is because on PS1 and like NES and stuff, it usually was like the face buttons were actions that you were always pressing the face buttons, and then you were also moving with the D-pad. And so like your action and your movement were always parallel. And so to me, like the stick being like modern 3D movement being parallel with like the face buttons made more sense to me than like this,
Yeah.
Even though you're still like doing that with like first person shooters and stuff, it's just like it felt weird to me.
I think it's fine for FPS games because of the fact that you can't really like I've gotten used to like if I'm like really engaged, I'll like fucking use my index finger to like swing by things to like engage the action buttons. But I understand why it's weird to you.
Yeah.
But also, I started bumper jumpering, and then
it's not the biggest. It's not the biggest deal. It's just like a basic, and it's also just noted in statistics. It's like generally, I think 80% of the controllers that like when people use controllers on PC, I think like 80% or whatever.
Yeah, use an
Xbox controller.
It's
just better. It's better for most of the stuff that you would play on a PC.
Yeah, I was kind of weird. I was kind of weirded out that PlayStation never really like with PlayStation 4. They finally kind of the DualShock 4.
Yeah,
a little different, better.
Yeah,
but
better.
Still, I'm like. Just rip them off already. Like you're gonna have a better fucking experience if you
at least have the option. Like it's weird that they don't have. But the thing too is like the new PS5 controller. When I plug it into my PC, it like fucks with my audio settings because there's a mic and a speaker in it.
I hate that shit.
Oh, that was they didn't even.
So it's just 4. Like fuck you. Like
that was a weird thing that I was like,
I'm not dealing with this.
Who
bullshit.
asked for this?
Nobody asked for it.
I remember when I won the PS4. And then it came with knack and shit, and they're like, engage the thing, and then and I was like, what the fuck? Why is it making noises? It's making noises.
Oh yeah, the speaker and the controller.
Yeah, I was like,
it really is irritating. It's really that because the order does that too. The order does that too.
Why is it talking? What's it? Are you in there? Who's in there?
You hear like oi in the
fucking
oi.
Ew. No, you get like radio calls through it, and it's just like I get it. It's cute, but stop. Like I don't need this shit.
Ew.
You
You're playing the PlayStation 4.
But yeah, no, I think at this point it's like, yeah. I think actually maybe more accurately probably 360 Steam Deck PS1 because I have a lot of love for that library.
Oh, and the 3DS as well. Another go-to console.
I think
I never fucked with the 3DS.
I never fucked with it.
I got one for free, and I feel bad. I think I mentioned this on the podcast. On my friend, some kid left his behind at a car wash.
He just took it.
And he's like, "Hey, you want this?"
That's the universe presenting you with what you deserve, and what other person.
Yeah. It was good. It was. I felt vindicated. Like finally, the universe stopped fucking my ass.
I feel like such an idiot because like I remember like I almost had a free PSP because I saw one left at like a doctor's office or something.
Oh, you just left it there?
No, I brought it up to the desk.
Oh, wow.
You're a decent person for that.
That's pretty good.
I shouldn't have done that.
I just like that all the time, and I get mad, but I'm like, you know how many times I found money? I just like, oh, here, this doesn't belong to me.
I always keep money.
Money's different. Money's too necessary.
If it was like a wallet full of a shitload of money, I would take some of it.
I would take all of it. I would take all of it and I'd throw it in the fucking what you call it now.
You throw it in the fucking sewer, the drain.
That's fucked up. I would return it and be like, "Hey, here's your license."
I would fucking fraud him.
You're like, "Where's my money?" It's like, I found it. Like, this.
Somebody got it before.
Somebody got it.
Clearly sticking out of your pocket.
It's stuffed in your because there's so much of it. It's stuffed. It's coming out of your pants.
It says it reads
You're so
your money.
It reads it's still in your
money.
hand. It's just in the other hand.
It's in your other hand.
How many dollars do you have in your hand? I don't know.
Don't worry about it, man.
Is that 1050s, 500s, 4 singles, and 5 5s? Yeah, but like
I went to the bank.
I got that change.
That's a wild coincidence. Are you like autistic? Did you guess that?
Are you Rain Man?
Are you Rain? I am, in fact.
I am the real Rain Man.
I am the real Rain Man. Watch.
It starts raining on you.
It ain't gonna rain on you now, boy. It's my money.
That's what that movie was about, right? It was about a guy who made it rain.
I thought Rain Man was gonna be
about.
It
was actually a Native American.
I thought. Damn it! No.
But yeah, no, I think
penis.
I think PS2 is stacked for sure. I think there's a lot of cases to be made for all these things, but like I don't know.
Yeah,
the 360 is just crazy.
Yeah, you in the comments list your top 3.
360 is
your
top 3 legendary because it was the start of that connection. It was the start of people hearing the N-word every time you turned on a competitive shooter, which is legendary.
Well, it wasn't the start technically.
Was PC before that?
Yeah, PC and like
you weren't really doing
Xbox.
It like that though.
Well, none of us were.
The original Xbox, but I think to me it's just like, dude, like
really doing it, though,
the
fact that, and this is like I would argue this almost objectively, like the 360 has more in common with like a PS5 than it does with the Xbox that came out before it, and that is fucking nuts as like a machine and like what it does and like how we use it. It's insane.
I think it's equally.
It makes no sense that it's that
for sure. No, more now generations. Yes, I would agree. More now generations, but it has a lot of common with the older ones as well too. But like a lot more than it should. Well, like the PS5 and shit like that.
What I mean is like the 360 was like, oh, I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna watch Netflix on this thing. Oh, I'm going to download game demos on this thing. Oh, it's the wireless controller. Oh, okay. Like all of this stuff that we now use our things for. Oh, iPod in the fucking thing to play music. I use my Xbox in the living room for Spotify. Like I blast Spotify. Like the way we use it is so. Before that, what did we use the Xbox for? Games and DVDs.
For coming.
You know, what did we use the?
We burned music on there, but yeah, I agree.
Well, you would rip it on it. You know what I mean? But like you would play. No one was playing music on their Xbox. Realistically.
What's
I
crazy?
was playing a little Gotham City Racing and Korn's Greatest Hits. I was playing that.
Korn's Greatest Hits.
For some reason, I have like a memory of that. It was like a greatest hits.
Remember demos? Remember like we getting excited? Like, you go like, let's check what the demos are on fucking Xbox Marketplace.
Yeah.
And go on there and
it
be
was
like,
always
this
something.
is so cool. Dude,
it was always something.
Geometry
like,
Wars. Oh God!
I remember back in the day,
dude.
Legacy of Kain fucking demo.
Yeah.
This is old.
those were on the demo disc, right?
Yeah.
The Pizza Hut demos. Remember?
The Pizza Hut demo. That was on PS1.
Oh yeah.
I remember I had Crash Bandicoot on a Pizza Hut demo disc.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is this?
And the Tasmanian fucking tiger. I remember that shit too.
But what I'm saying is like the Atari. The Atari is like, oh, you plug it in, you play games.
Right.
The Nintendo, the NES, you plug it in, you play games. You fucking, the original PS1, you plug it in, you play games. Right. Maybe you like put a CD in it. The PS2, it's like you plug it in, you play games. Maybe you put a DVD in it. 360 and PS3 was like, oh, this is how everything is going to be now. Like everything's going to be this way.
They became media consoles.
And then it's like it's crazy to me that the 360 and the PS5 are like more connected in like how we use them and what they can do than the Xbox is to the one that came after it. It's crazy.
I look back at those consoles,
Looney Tunes, man.
And
I think we got spoiled by that generation, actually. I think because I remember being blown away by that and being like, oh my God, this is what consoles are going to be like now? Like we're going to have a jump like this every time? We did not.
What the fuck was the jump next? What was the next jump? You go to space?
I guess what else are we gonna?
The Xbox One and the PS4 was just
at a certain
better
point,
version of
what else
we
can
had.
you do? That's kind of the thing. Yeah.
They gave us everything at once.
Yeah.
And they even to the point where like they took stuff away. Like technically, technically like the newer machines do less.
That's true.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when I think we brought this up last time, but like, do you remember you could watch Netflix with people? Literally.
Watch parties? Yeah.
You do Netflix watch parties on
that's
360.
right. Yeah, that was a thing.
There was a browser on the PS3. I don't even think there's a browser on the PS4.
There
is. Is there?
The 4, maybe.
Is
there?
5, there is one, but you got to access it.
Where is it?
You got to know how to access it. You got to access it via something. You got to like, oh, I'm going to go do this setting. Psych, I'm going to go watch porn.
Can you actually do it?
Yeah.
Where I've not seen it.
You have to access the web browser through something else.
Oh, so it's not like...
It's not like web browser. It's not like internet browser.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's an app that you download that acts as a browser?
No, you have to like go to the browser for some reason. That's like, oh, I'm going to do this thing in particular, and then go wherever you're going to go, I think.
I'm not sure about
I just
that.
think the 360 was that point where like things could do the most, and it was like perfect. Because even the PS3 that came out afterwards, like a year, when you got games, like you'd put a disc in and it would fucking install. It would install the game.
I still hate that shit, dude.
Yeah, it's still, and it's what we do now for everything. It's like the 360 was that weird point where it's like, oh, everything's HD, everything's internet, wireless controller, all this convenient stuff. Oh, stream shit, and you don't have to like. It was just like the most that we ever got.
Yeah,
really.
The installing now is weird because I'm like, okay, why do I need the disc?
Yeah, it's annoying.
I'm like, get the fuck out of here. What is this? This is so stupid.
But the Steam Deck, man, next level shit.
Powerful. If they just,
I did not think I would like it as much as I did.
If they fix the design of it a little bit, make it a little more sleek, and somehow make it slightly more powerful,
make it slightly more game. Make it slightly more game.
I guess this is what will happen, right? Eventually,
a little more powerful.
Get a little like little.
If I can run games like
porn
Resident
installed
Evil,
on it,
I want a split screen porn in Resident Evil.
Yeah.
If I can run RE4 on it perfectly at 90 frames, and then we can make it a little more less bulky.
Oh, you're asking for too much. 90 frames.
You can do 60.
Yeah, so I think you're asking.
I think 60 is perfectly fine for a handheld.
90, 90.
Dude, you're not like
90.
I guess I don't.
I want to see.
90 is so weird. Like, why would you go to 90 specifically?
120 is asking for too much. Genuinely, like actually.
Yeah, but
it's Icarus. It's
like,
Icarus shit. You go 120.
I feel like 60 is perfectly serviceable for a fucking handheld gaming.
I want 90. I want fucking 140.
All right, whatever.
1440.
We'll get one more question and then we'll get the fuck out of here.
1440 and
Icarus, man. I want to fucking fly next to the sun and my hand be on
Here's a good question. Here's a pretty good one. Sonic High School. He says, "Hello, Umar Johnson and Yakubian." Don't know what these references are.
Those are racist. Those are racist things. It's
well,
Umar Johnson he's great.
The Yakub is the fucking the first coon, the ancient coon.
Is that real? What is it?
Yeah, the alien guy. It's like that black guy with the glasses, the really big head. It's like
I'm not racist, so I don't know.
You don't need to know about that shit. You're a white man. You're a white passing Hispanic man. You don't need that shit.
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't need it. If you have black children, maybe you might need to know about that shit. But other than that, no.
Does this guy seem recognizable to you? Have you ever seen him before in a meme or anything?
Can you please show me?
Is that Kingston?
No.
I look so not like him. It's crazy.
I know.
There's a video that maybe you came across before.
You know Umar is. Do you know Dr. Umar is?
I don't know.
I just showed him a picture. You didn't know.
He's lying.
I'm not lying. I don't know.
Check this out. There's a video of him like he's live streaming or he's doing like a Instagram live, and then like some white guy's talking shit, and he's like, "Hold on, there's a cave dweller in here. I got to get rid of this cave." He calls them cave dwellers. He's like, and it's so like casual racism. All right, hold on one sec. I got to get rid of this cave dweller.
He genuinely doesn't trust the white people, and I think that's so funny.
He's
like it makes sense, but like also it's insane.
He's people enjoy him the same way they enjoy Tariq Nasheed, but on a much larger level. Umar Johnson is much more known than like say Tariq Nasheed. He kind of fell off, right?
Yeah.
I would say Dr. Umar Johnson is what you call a fucking Afro intellectual, because he's a smart man, but also
you're telling on yourself.
No. He has some points that are like object. Like it's like even Farrakhan had some points.
That's like saying Hitler had points at a certain point.
It's not
under no circumstance do you have to hand it to Hitler.
No, not Hitler's different. I think.
Well, why?
Because Hitler outwardly led the murder of millions.
Farrakhan wants it though.
Farrakhan was insane, but there were points that he made that were like,
bro,
fact
this
is
dude
fact,
calls fucking Jews termites.
No, I know. I don't agree with that. Don't get me wrong.
But why?
I don't need to regard any of his opinions.
I don't. I don't look. I don't respect his particular beliefs.
There's other people that you can.
No,
that's why I mean, like,
there are much better black activists.
Yes,
obviously.
That's why we can throw him away.
Than Elijah Farrakhan. Obviously, like Malcolm X. Eventually, was much better than Elijah Farrakhan. Obviously, MLK, stuff like that. But like, there are moments where you like hear him speaking like this guy is clearly just insane and hurt. But like, if you just didn't choose path B every time, you would have been a fine activist.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, like, if he wasn't who he was, he would be better.
Yeah, what was Ted Bundy? That's what the fucking judge said about him.
Yeah.
Oh, in a different light, man. You could have been a great lawyer.
Like, stop being path B.
I would have loved for you to practice under me if you didn't kill all those women. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Judge?
Like not right then. Like not like maybe in like 20 minutes after everybody's leaving and you guys are chat with each other and you're like,
hey, yo, dog.
That nigga would have been useful, man.
That judge is you. You're doing that judge.
Say, man. Like, sometimes you see a light and you're like, man, you could have been a good guy.
Look, man, it's like
Homelander. Like Homelander under the right circumstances would have been a great hero, but unfortunately,
He could have been a great. That's like
it's true.
What would you add to this?
But it's true in almost everything, right?
Yeah, you're right.
If Hitler didn't,
Hitler wasn't so frustrated,
if he didn't get his ass fucked in prison, because that's probably that.
Now he had time. It's European prison. Sure, he had time to sit down and be like, I really hate this. This is real. I'm not this upset.
I'm sure a buff fucking Jewish guard fucked his ass, and then he's like, God.
And then he came
Jews,
hard.
You're not gonna get away from me.
Yeah. He's buff and he sounds like that.
I'm gonna fuck you open like some matzo ball soup.
Hey, you, come here. I'm gonna fuck your ass.
You sound more like Ice-T.
Hey, come here. I
got news for you.
I got news for you.
I'm gonna molest you.
The Jewish guard fucked him so hard that when Hitler came, it knocked them
Catch
both back.
Law and Order SVU weeknights at 5. Law and Order SVU,
where we're gonna expose another rape. Will it be me?
Probably. Probably.
Every
I've
episode
been raping.
That's crazy. Every episode he's the bad. He plays. Is it a Nutty Professor type thing where he's also the villain of the but like Ice-T's character is also in it as his character?
Yeah. So he's just doing multiple roles. I mean,
it's
awesome.
Literally just, every
villain sounds exactly the same.
Oh no, you got me! And they gotta do like the fucking camera magic to make it seem like he's arrested himself.
Man, that.
And they genuinely can't tell who got put in the fucking car at the end.
So
Ice-T as an actor has the range of like a Halo 2 shotgun.
Yeah.
Which is to say very not good.
I didn't do it. I was at the grocery store.
Romeo.
Wherefore
art thou, Romeo?
I think he's a really good addition to that show, though.
Whatever, man.
Juliet.
Would you add? What would you add to the core curriculum? What would you add to the core curriculum to make kids more ready for life as an adult? For example, I would make pre-calculus an elective and make home economics required. Yeah, home ec is kind of important, actually.
Home ec is important, but like
I don't think the way it's taught is particularly good.
Yeah, exactly.
But like that's actually very valuable. Like being able to like cook and like just understand that stuff.
I think all women should be required.
But at the same time, you should be taught that by your parents and family. 100%.
Women should all be forced into it, and they should be forbidden from learning how to read. Also,
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, because women reading has caused a lot of issues.
Yes.
Like what?
I don't know,
Everything.
Man. Whatever.
Suffrage.
Like being able to go to court and identify what I did to them.
Exactly.
That's
so
tragically.
I keep
that's very tragically real.
Fucking stupid ass fucking Ice-T always comes knocking on my door because
I got news for you.
You
abused your wife again.
I think it was
people are really out there like
it wasn't
thinking that way. You know what I mean? Like people really.
Oh yeah, they're mad. Bro.
It's the same reason why I think certain people want like sex education to not start so early. You know,
they can't identify that they've been sexually assaulted people.
Yes,
I think
1,000%.
I think genuinely, I don't know if that's necessarily a cognizant, conscious choice, but I think it's subconscious.
I think it is for the ultra predators, like the ones that
ultra predators.
the ones that are the ones that are making the laws and shit.
Makes me so fucking sad.
I know because it sounds quick. In a different world, it could have been a cool thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
it sounds like when the predator's at the end of his fucking wit, he's about to get killed by a bunch of aliens. He's like, I gotta go to a predator.
That could have been like a Megazord,
mega predator.
Yeah, like super predator, ultra predator. Like that could have been like a Megazord.
Now it's just like a big fucking mustache, old fucking crusty dude that's just like, writing laws and stuff and being like, oh, I'm just a libertarian.
Kingston.
And then he's fucking has the hardest cock, like, I'm just a libertarian.
It's so hard, the table's off the floor.
Kingston, can I ask you? I want to ask you a question. You too. I was just curious if you guys have ever done this, or not done this, because I thought about doing this today specifically, but then I thought like there's no way that I'd be able to really remember any in any real way. But like I have yearbooks, right? And so like I have access theoretically to the information of all the people that I went to school with. Have you ever been curious about which of the people that were like in your class or in your school,
what's crazy?
Have gone on
a few of them. I know 3 people.
Looked them up to see if they have like mugshots or something, or
to see if they're like sexual predators specifically. Not because I had suspicions of anybody, but just out of sheer curiosity. Because statistically, it's got to be at least a handful.
There's got to be a few.
I know 2 people from my whole high school.
Your best friends.
No,
best friends.
Thank God
that they confided in him.
I was friends with one of them though. We played basketball together. I was friends with him.
He just turned out to be a fucking weirdo.
He ended up being he ended up sexually assaulting a child.
Damn.
Just on the side, it was crazy.
Damn.
You know what's even worse with that? Worse than that? It was a child that he was that he was in a partnership with a woman.
So it was like a stepchild.
Stepchild.
Jesus, that's extra.
The fucked up thing is that is like so common.
That's actually what happens more often than not.
Really?
Other than it being a relative, it's like relative, close relative, classic uncle.
A lot of times
uncle, or
fucked
stepfather,
up siblings too. Like that's just dark, bro.
The sibling shit is crazy to me because no matter how, I've never heard of the sibling one in person. I hear it on TV all the time or like in files.
I don't know anyone personally, but just from reading, you're like, fuck.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like statistically maybe one of the lower ones.
Siblings?
Yeah,
I think it's one of the higher ones.
Pretty high.
Is it lower in the instance of those 3 top tier ones?
There's a lot of kids that are growing up with like siblings that they haven't developed in a way, like a lot of times all it takes for them is to see porn or something, or see something, and all of a sudden here's somebody to practice this with.
Oh,
it's something that could be so just a quick little trigger of somebody just like not, or they saw their parents having sex and then just something, a trigger.
And it's really disgusting. We live in a world, right, where dude.
It's not like the kid a lot of times is like, I am a predator, what's good?
Right.
I think it's a lot of times like fucked up stuff, and then people sometimes excuse it.
It's lack of sexual education. That's the biggest thing. It's lack of education.
It's 1,000%.
Well, yeah, it's
1,000%.
And at that moment, you have to educate children. The biggest problem is that when it comes particularly minority people, I fucking hate it. I hate it because I sit in two camps of that fucking aspect where there's always some nigga in the family that has done some fuck shit. And instead of us calling him out, it's like, well, he's family. And it's like, no, that's a fucking predator, dude.
I think that's I don't think that's necessarily minority exclusive. I think it's
particularly us. Because when we get,
I'm sure there's statistics.
No. It's because we get the way we get penalized. That's simply the thing. It's for us.
Oh, like
it's the nature of how we're penalized.
Oh, you mean like
it would reflect poorly on the family, which is already putting them,
putting us in a worse situation than we already are. And it's the same thing with homosexuality in minority groups as well.
Yeah, that's wrong though. That's objectively incorrect. You shouldn't be a homosexual though.
but it's like that. Like I think a lot of people that are probably like. When you really boil down it, like a lot of people that are very conservative in like Black and Latino groups, like really boil it down. Like, dude, Hispanic men are damn near gay with each other, bro. With your best fucking friend, I know uncles that are like, yo, you guys probably fucked at least once. But it's like the idea of like, is how close they are. Like, oh, you're my fucking compa. You're like my best friend, dude.
I'm not close with nobody.
You're fucking that's crazy. No, I guess I'll leave. But but it's like the idea of that. And it's like, you're not really against that. You're against the fear of how much more they're going to get ridiculed, very likely, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a projection, blah, 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 this,
it's
that.
A lot of bullshit.
The people that are always, like, railing against the stuff, they're always, like, protect the kids. They're always the ones that are, like, fucking them and stuff like that. It's, like, it's wild fucking world. But I want to know, have you been curious enough? About to, like, Google, like, classmates or like, people in your school?
Okay.
I
haven't done it yet because I'm actually, like, I don't have my yearbook with me.
No,
but it's you?
The fact that you brought it up, so I've never thought about that. That'd be crazy.
He took your identity. Someone stole your identity and started sexually harassing people.
That would be such...
But how did they get a picture of you?
There's a $38,000 fucking warrant for your arrest, and you're like...
And they got... But
I've been on the internet the whole time. No one's claimed it.
The vindictiveness and evil inherent in that is crazy.
How did they do it? Like, how did they get the...
They need, like,
the victims to believe.
When he gets caught, he has a fucking like a president mask on. Dude. He has a Chris mask.
It was just a shitty cutout.
Well, no one could accurately pose as me because no one's quite as short.
There's never been anyone as short as you.
No. There's never been a man that was your height ever.
Yeah.
I have never met somebody my height, my build, who could realistically impersonate me, even if they had like even if they could wear my face. You know what I mean? I think most people would be like, "That's clearly not him." You know what I mean?
I think
you think that, but then I get tagged in pictures.
My friend Paul is closest.
Okay.
But even that's like clearly
adult.
Are you talking about that fucking llama?
No,
or whatever that thing
Paul.
is.
No, I know.
I don't think he's met Paul.
Yes,
actually.
he has.
Has he?
Absolutely, he's met Paul.
I've met a lot of your friends, and I just,
I
don't know. I have no idea. I have to see faces.
Yeah,
and then I'd be like, oh yeah, I know him or not.
The idea of that, like the idea of someone, the idea of that is getting a kid. They're like, hey, how grade are you in? I'm in 8th. You want to do me a favor and make $100, and they just ruin your life with that kid?
Oh, I feel like that's gonna happen to Hassan because what's his name? Aiden Ross put out that like, oh man, I'll give someone $1 million if they find out some dirt of Hassan like molesting a kid or something.
Oh yeah, isn't that technically illegal to do?
It feels extremely illegal.
I'm pretty sure that's coercion, right there.
I think so. Yeah. It's so many things.
He's constantly breaking the law. By the way, it's crazy. Like that FEC violation that he did, where he like gifted Trump a fucking Rolex and a Cybertruck.
Yeah, that's the reason why Hassan. That's why he hates Hassan so much right now, because Hassan just passively pointed it out. That like, oh, that's like a campaign violation. That's pretty illegal. And then Aiden got so offended by that. That's what led to him being like, oh man, I really want to. He was so excited too. He was so excited
but he didn't
to
write
find
the law. Like he didn't like make that.
That's
law
the whole
real.
thing where it's like Aiden is so stupid that I don't know this. He was streaming. He was doing like it looked like an Instagram thing where it showed like the two squares on top of each other where they're streaming together.
Yeah,
it was like a live. And it was just talking about politics. It was this black dude. I don't know who he was or who he is. And
Rage. It was your rage, yeah.
Well, it was the clip I'm talking about when he was like, oh well, I don't like Biden. He's like, I believe women should have like autonomy over their bodies. And he was like,
and Rage is like,
and he was like, you don't like Biden because like, so Aiden Ross thought that since Biden's president,
he thought that because Biden was president, he
like Roe v. Wade being overturned, it was him.
Oh
and
my
like,
God.
And the black dude under there was like, wait, are you serious? Like he was. Actually, like I can't tell if you're fucking with me or not.
Aiden Ross is dangerously stupid.
He is.
Like
he's
I've
really
never
dumb, and it's scary because I feel like he's
a No Child Left Behind.
Yeah, and he has
way Florida, of course,
way too much influence.
But what happened is that he's a young man that unfortunately got wrapped up in the manosphere before he was done becoming him. You know, like it's like the end of like when you're young, you're still becoming yourself. You know, you're not like when you're 19, 17, 19 years old, you're on your way to becoming the person that's going to form into who you are.
Yeah.
But you're not but you're not quite there yet. Look, and I feel like he got wrapped into that bullshit before he got
here's
his own
the thing.
sense of mind.
Look. There's all sorts of sympathetic reasons why people end
up he sucks though. 100%.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody has a good reason for
Aiden
being
Ross,
insane or stupid or whatever.
Aiden Ross and Sneeko are those people that like we were being accused of being essentially. The way
that's why it frustrates me. I think
I hate it,
is because it's just like okay, we were. I remember being like crucified for like not even a fraction. Of the shit that these people espouse, and no real consequences for them at all.
Yeah,
it makes me sad.
It just takes off. Cool. It takes off, and even the way that people make content about them, it's very.
It's very kid gloves.
It's very It's very just like it's very passive and very just matter of fact, and it's not like that whole like era that they call the SJW or anti-SJW era. It was so different. It was so wildly overblown. It was so that was the whole thing where it's like, bro,
it was a lot of nature
stop
of the
calling
beast
fucking people Nazis that literally are not even close to being Nazis.
Stupid.
It was It was like
I stand by that. I think they fucked up totally.
A lot of things.
Because then when Actual Psychos came about, nobody believed him.
Yeah, it's
you fucked yourself.
But you called this guy Nazi. It's like but
that's specifically why. Like I remember like seeing the Richard Spencer thing where he was like giving like a speech in or whatever, and then like at the end he just like he raised his hand a little bit. Right, and I remember being like, and then people were calling him a Nazi for it. I was like, well, I've been called a Nazi for the last like 7 months. So like, I don't know, is this? I don't know, is it?
I didn't know.
It casts so much doubt for no reason because he's actually crazy.
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of those people were obviously they were correct, but the thing is, they
were correct because they were scattershot. They were correct because they threw it everywhere.
Well, what I mean is, like, but like, say there were some people that were I guess they knew coded language. Right. As far as things that normal people like myself didn't know, because I didn't pay attention to the infiltration of white supremacy within certain cultures or certain groups.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I didn't really know, like, say,
you also don't believe it.
So there were people that were, if I were taught it, I would be able to pick up on it. But it was, these people were being like, you're fucking stupid. These people are this. These people, they were basically trying to make trying to humiliate people or make people feel stupid is not going to, they're not going to listen to you, right? So if you're trying to get people, that's why, like, say, I can watch certain people. It was why, say, Destiny now, for example, is much more tolerable than how he was back then. If you remember, he was just antagonistic. He was just shitting and being complete. No, he still does that sometimes, obviously. But I saw him talk to these commentary creators, right? It was like a fucking forever stream. It was people in the commentary community, and it was a very...
Oh, it was like the focus group?
Yeah, the focus
I'm listening
group.
to that right now.
And it was like a very cordial... Yeah, I think I listened to like about 10, 15 minutes of it, and I was like, I'll check it out later.
It's really insane
but like,
how... Like,
you see how like chill
Ackman
and respectful... Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Kelly was in it?
Yeah,
Ackman, fucking Willie Mac, Turkey Tom.
I would have done it, honestly, if
you would have like
known
about it or
I
something.
didn't know about it.
Yeah, I just saw like in thumbnails later. I'm like, oh, interesting.
Those conversations are... I think that's the nature of the beast. That like what happened is that those conversations weren't happening.
They weren't. A lot of
and I think it was because of the fact that that's not what was getting people paid.
It wasn't, exactly.
People weren't getting paid for
They didn't want that. They didn't want civility. Remember, there were people railing against. Remember what happened to Lacey Green when she had a fucking olive branch? Just trying to understand people on the quote-unquote opposition. They crucified her. They chewed her the fuck out. For her just being like, let me talk to some of these people. Let me talk to Sargon or whoever the fuck. And they were like, now, in retrospect.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was fucking cringe as shit. That was cringe as shit. I was like, this is fucking weird.
It was just one of those things, right? Where, now, to be fair, like, what's her face?
It was funny because
Francesca Ramsey she did a Trojan horse. She was pretending to reach out to people.
And she admitted it, which is like a weird thing to admit.
And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
The thing that bothers me, and look, I really don't have an axe to grind with this person anymore at this point. It's
what it is.
Old. Like, I don't know. She brought me up out of nowhere like 2 years ago, and that bugged me because I was just like, what the fuck's going on? But I really don't care anymore. I don't think about this person. It's fine. Like, go off and do it. I wish you the best, sincerely.
That's the thing about it. We could have had the good ending. We could have had the the people stop being it's nature of content, and it's like people being stupid.
Things would have still gotten out of hand, but I think things could have.
So.
I think so. I think it would you'd still have Aiden. You know what I mean? Like,
I think you would still have those people, but you would have a more solidified front against shit like that. That is the biggest problem with our political side, left leaning people. Yeah. We are fucking scattered like the wind, and we expect too much from human beings. As human beings, we expect people to like. A lot of them don't understand how in-depth politics and the nature of how fucked up things are in general. Like this, it's just fucked. You know, like I listen to shit like this all the time because Lily's gotten very into like politics, right? And I think it's gonna make her go crazy. But you know, obvious because I was once someone that cared about it, and I was like, I have to take a step back from mental health genuinely because you know too many fucked up things happen, and if you care, it'll kill you. You'll die faster. But like, the idea of like the left. All we do is batter and slander people for having just like the nature of the beast. Like I think, well, first and foremost, the fucking whole everything going on in the Middle East right now with Israel stuff like that. I think that shit is fucking horrible, and I think no one should be pro that. But the idea of us just being like, oh, don't get involved, it's like that's our greatest ally. Also, well, it's fucked. It's fucked. I don't agree with it. I think we shouldn't be involved in it, but it's not as simple as just. Not being involved, period.
Well, it's not. Well, like
I agree that we shouldn't be partaking in sending the money to kill.
Well, no.
That's not even. I don't even view that as like a particularly big problem on the left, really.
Well, no, it is. In conversation, it is. A lot of people are like, "Oh no, we can't vote for a president that's involved with that."
No, the only problem I have is like, look, you can obviously hard stop genocide. You can. We can stop. But the thing is, optics are so fucking important. Unfortunately, they are. So the people who are being antagonistic, the protesters who I feel like they have a right to be,
to a degree, yes,
optically,
to be upset.
Well, no, look, I even mean even antagonistic. It's just like they said, like look. I think they have the right to be antagonistic as a protester because you're trying to stop people from being killed. Sure. However, fucking optics are unfortunately so goddamn important. When you shut down the fucking 5 free or whatever, the 405 or whatever the fucking free, people all of a sudden are like, fuck them, fuck Palestine. It's stupid. So in the same vein is like, I was just thinking of like Francesco Rams or anyone we were just talking about that was being antagonistic. Let me give you one example and then fucking move on, dude. She made a video about just voter IDs are racist. And I was like, that is an antagonistic title without explaining what she actually means.
I agree.
It's one of those things when they went down this, I'm like, y'all need to calm down and just explain why this is happening and not in a way I feel like people if they just realize that like we have so many things in common. We are on the same fucking common ground.
The bear and the man in the forest thing is like that wasn't asked on a
it also obfuscates.
That's the hyperbolic nature of it.
Well, I was just saying it also obfuscates the obvious common sense resolution of that question.
Yeah,
right. It's like, okay, voter IDs are racist. You're like, what the fuck? Why? How? And it's like, oh well, certain people are priced out of IDs, and that happens to like minority. Like you have to pay for IDs. It's like, oh well, we should probably have free IDs.
Yeah. We should like there should be access, and then voting should be easier. We can talk about these things and make it not just be like this is racist, or I'm like that's not fixing anything.
Because I think it makes sense that you would like. I know that there are places that don't need ID to vote. I think it would make sense just to like. Hey, I mean, it seems like I feel like everybody should have an ID.
I think realistically they should be free.
They should be free.
I agree. Yeah. Right. I think your perspective.
That's where tax money should go.
Your perspective is the idea, and this is these perspectives, right? We have these perspectives of people that are genuinely not bigoted people. So what happens is we overview things sometimes, you know, where it's like, oh, voter IDs, it is a racist system, 100%. It's always been. It's been the conception of it. It's been for certain people to just not be able to vote very well.
That is
the reason why it exists.
But it's not racist because the concept itself that's what we're talking about.
They
right?
use it as a tool.
Yeah, no, they use it as a tool, right? And that is it's these things that like it's compound like. It's racist, but what is the real big problem? Capitalistic problem is why. And then classism, it's all like a fucking shoots and ladder type thing, you know?
It's a Scooby-Doo sandwich.
It is, right? It's always a fucking thing,
so like,
right?
Look, you can explain, say, so like this systemically racist system is going to use these, it's like gerrymandering, right?
Yeah.
It is considered racist because they know that minority voters usually go left, so there's people that are in the right will specifically do these things to keep minorities from voting. And so that makes it inherently, that that tactic is racist. But say in a system that is 99% one race, for example, it wouldn't be considered racist anymore as classes. And so the problem is this tactic. And so if we can talk about that and be like, we need to fix this fucking problem and not focus solely on that it's just racist, and I feel like that's what loses people.
I feel like
it's extreme and it's not. It's extreme and it's not specific.
What happens is that
you're not telling anybody anything by saying it's racist.
Like,
you're just
right.
No, I think you can, but it's you have to be willing to dig. Like.
Right. But we're just talking about optics, right? Like, it's
on
unfortunately
level,
failing regular people to understand the problem by just inherently being like, you're dumb, you're racist.
That is the problem.
It's like,
it's the way you throw things at people 100%
calm down,
too.
guys.
Well, it shouldn't be insulting. It's be informative.
Yeah.
That's the why things like that, like those fucking questions people get asked on the street about these political things, right? If people arm them in a means that like, oh, I want to get more viewership instead of I want to solve the problem. So what happens instead of you saying like, oh, this is a problem because of X, Y, and Z, then it does affect this thing. And if you look at this thing in here, you'll see, oh, this problematic nature of it. And it's like, oh, people were more receptive to that than being like, do you know by taking part in this, you're a fucking bigot? And it's like,
I just think people need to have conversations less about like, oh, this is a system, and then it's this way, so we should throw it out. And it's like, okay, well, no, just look at the system and figure out what's wrong with it, and then like ameliorate that issue. What makes voter ID racist?
Well, the nature of it being excluding other people due to their like situation.
How does it do that?
Because of the people, some people have less money to be able to pay for X, Y, and Z, right?
Right. So it's exclusionary because of money, and it's exclusionary because you have to pay money for an ID.
But I think the rectification.
And why are we paying for IDs in the first place?
The rectification of that would be not paying IDs. But what happens is that you'd hope that when you'd find out there's still injustice being done to those people. So hopefully, in looking into this one thing, it would open your eyes to other things. Therefore, being able to it's you're supposed to be getting from step 1 to step 2, but maybe step 1 might have more things involved with it that'll help it.
Hey,
but step 2,
I don't know what you're saying.
But like how it's
he wants people to think critically. Not going to happen. So
you're not having the right conversation.
It's like the idea of like
fix the issue.
We got to direct people to the problem because they're not going to think critically and get there on their own. Unfortunately, so the saying like, okay, minorities, black people, historically poor in the United States because of systemic racism.
Yeah.
We understand that. So they're going to use these tactics to keep disenfranchising them. How do we fix this? One, I think an easy solution is the voters getting the fucking together, and it's like, all right, we're going to make in this state, starting, I guess, it should be federally, we're going to make IDs available. Enough people, if they get involved, it would happen. It's like fucking abortion being on the ballots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If enough people fucking got involved, I was talking to my mom the other day, and I was like, man, we millennials kind of failed because we did not get active enough. We just were too fucking jaded.
You got apathetic way fast.
Yeah, and so it's like if we actually gave a fuck about things enough, but I'm like, and I didn't blame, I was just not going to go down that route, but I was going to be like, you guys are fucking worse. I was going to be like, you fucking Gen Xers were fucking worse. But I didn't go down that route. I just wanted to put some blame on us. It gets
exceptionally worse
reflecting,
as you go back.
Yes. So I was like reflecting on millennials. I'm going to reflect on millennials. I'm not going to attack her and her generation. But I was just like reflecting on us. And I'm like, even if they were fucking much worse, that doesn't mean that we should have been apathetic.
That's the problem. We as a group of people, we just didn't.
We jacked off, man. We jacked off.
We gooned.
I'm gooning right now.
I'm gooning literally right now.
We were too busy fucking being mad at everything, making punk music. And then they were like, no, they were making punk music that like a little older, telling us to care, and they were like,
I am the system is fucked up. The system is and they did nothing.
Yeah, I'm depressed. I need Adderall.
We need the fucking system is fucked up in punk rock, and then
I'm gonna bust in my own face and then kill myself.
All right, we gotta get out. Start wrapping this up,
please.
I'm gonna suck dick and die in France. Fuck you guys.
What are you counting, mate?
I'm just trying to make sure my timing is good.
I
have to do something.
Gay and dumb.
Yeah, I got shit to do too, mate.
All right,
but we got
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
I have like a thing at 4:15.
4:15. Oh, good.
But it's fine.
Yeah, I got some gay people coming through.
Que tiempo.
Oh.
I got some blowers on the way.
All right, I'm gonna read our $25 and up patrons. Now you can go over to patreon.com/SnarkTank and put your fucking name in here and make me say it. Make us say it, I guess. We've been having this tradition now.
Could be small.
You want me to go first? You got it.
I'll start. Broly backshotting Sweeney.
Nice.
Kingston curb stomping a baby with Luke's iron boot. Chris, why are you built like a Make-A-Wish kid?
Oh shit! It's Friday.
Yeah.
What's up?
I forgot to.
I
gotta just public the podcast.
Oh yeah, whatever.
it just fucking.
You'll have a chance.
Yeah.
Stop lying, Chris. We know you're white. Scooby Dubious says Rutro Raggy. I raced the Re with Rentanol. Beast Mister killing Logan Paul in the Suicide Savannah. Gay Alice in Chains be like into my butt again. Same old dick in my rear end.
Nice.
The Silver Spermer, not Spencer. You deep fried F slur. Kansas, carry on my wayward son, pissing shit and farts and cum. I love how he gives up.
Your penis
Deep need for dinosaur chicken nuggets. No, Kanye, don't say that. Jews are not gay. Vaughn of the Dead, escape Rupert Holmes. If your penis comes a lotta, join and shower me with like rain. Meat Spin is my homepage. Round-eyed Asian, rich chick is lesser known cousin, Poriental. His veiny dick and me. Chip Skylark. Doors, hello, I love you. Don't you tell me I'm gay. Phallic verse Timothy Chalamet. Big pee come on me. Dune walks into the shower and uses all the cum down the drain. Who the hell would miss Trump's fat head like that? Blair White canonically banging Alex Jones. Goku walking up to you, handing you a gun and saying, I need you to do me a favor. The second coming of Miguel O'Hara's transmass pussy, rotating Miguel O'Hara's transmass pussy in my mind like a rotisserie chicken to flex on people who can't visualize a fucking apple. Sergeant Cummies shooting full force blanks at bystanders. Death. Shadow of the Epstein Tree. Jack, the world's fastest Maori. Sween ruining my jokes because he can't fucking read. Big Meaty Stinks. Hey, man.
No, your jokes are just bad, man.
Well, you also can't read.
But their jokes are bad as well.
Column A, column B, you know?
Like it's
Big
like,
Meaty Stinks.
It's a tandem thing, you know?
It takes two to tango. My dick's so long, I can tie it in a knot and still suck it. Andy, the man whose handy's in our A tier but not his dandy. I come in fear like a squid. What?
Like a squid.
Do they do that?
Yeah. When they're like, get away from me.
When they're afraid, they come?
No, but never mind. You're close.
Marvin Straight, let's not eat dong. Heath Smoker, Gids, rubbing icy out on my freshly shaved and nicked penis and balls. Colin sounds like Homelander, took a rhino pill and molested the Wendigo. As Kratos, boy, there are consequences to being an N-word. Chris punched Creator Clash referee for being black. No, it's because she was a woman.
It was a woman, obviously.
I'm not racist.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was a Fox News article.
Amazing.
Kevin Durant.
Actually?
I think so. If I'm I mean, I could be misremembering.
There's something.
But I remember there was like a Fox
hit
News
that
article.
bitch and I was like, ha.
I was like, good.
Hit her again.
She was annoying me.
I literally didn't even see her. I was blind. Iron Maiden Trooper, you fuck my ass, but I'll fuck yours too. I'll suck you off till my face is blue. Mr. Pants. Make a 3D model of Chris so I can goon to his nearsightedness. Baller of the First Sin, getting into the giddy nritty by Cardboard Pie. Spum Befudders. Reading comprehension test for Sweeney. Okay.
It's supposed to be for me. And
yeah, I'm trying to make. I guess it's for you. So I guess you could take it from here since it's the bottom of the page anyway.
Sweeney test: dog, cat, gay, house, car, cum, tree, apple, gay.
Hey, you got it. Yeah.
I don't get it. Is it just?
I don't really understand either.
Probably some type of test thing. I don't know.
What kind of test could that possibly be?
Gay house, car, cum, tree, gay, apple, gay. I don't get it. Like, is it? It shows gay more than once, and also shows this is gay more than
whatever.
Once.
Just
and it come twice, I guess.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Jolly old dipshit. The sound of Mr. Hand's soul break being forced through his mouth. Oh God, the sound he made was so. And I was like, oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
He's goes like.
There he goes.
That video made me laugh and then cry a little bit, actually.
Yeah.
How
many times have you seen it?
I've seen it 3 times. Cyphergraph.
What we living in?
Freaks Bob. It was an oval. It was a circle, Post Malone's country music fucking sucks. OMG. Hunter Dubois, RFK has the goat throat. Oh God, RFK has a goat throat. Fag City moves like 4 penises come inside me.
It has the couches.
4 penises come inside me. Every time I sucking meat, I taste cock. Me long, who you suck? Are we gay? The bone and boneless chicken, Lily's asparagus drinking pitcher, Smitchy the kid, the EMT forcibly administering estrogen to old men.
You gotta put that with virtual insanity in the
Help
background.
me, I'm 100%. Stuck in a well. Niggas got a hard scope hit marker on Trump. The Olympics has ruined the search to term ray gun. She pimping on my pippa. Poppy possum.
It's big as hell.
Gay BGs be like gaping a guy, gaping a guy, gaping a guy. Okay, no way I'm hanging out with a couple of gooners. ASMR, but it's just you three making the moist sound, disgusting, wet moist noises. I would suck City Sweeney's eggs out her uterus like boba tea.
That's pretty hot.
I would do it.
That's aggressive.
Very. I mean, it's true though.
I would definitely.
My penis big and
I wouldn't
small.
Because I am a happily in a relationship.
Look at my PB. It's sticking out of my sweater. It's big and it's black, even though I'm white.
He's definitely got a black penis. British people come. British people come, then be like
British. He's just a white British guy.
He is?
Oh, yeah. He's like, oi,
no, I heard him speak. He doesn't sound like that.
Yeah, he was like, oi, Ewy, I Jamiroquai, Ewy.
Ewy, we gotta go fuck Homelander then get toast.
I was fucking confused when I found that he was British. I was like, yo, what?
Oi, Ewy, what happened to Starlight's face, mate?
That was like finding out SpongeBob was Ukrainian.
Was Dominican. He has Dominican energy, though. He has Dominican energy, SpongeBob.
Your fucking
he'd be like,
face.
He'd be like, "Que lo que?" And it's like, "Que lo que?" Fucking Dambao, playing Dambao.
Hey, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
British people come in and be like, "Oh, what's all this then?" Falling asleep to N-word compilations. I show speed join the IRA. Have you guys watch Has Been Hotel? I've been looking for opinions. Which was that isn't just music and gay. Has Been's very good. Very good. One of our good friends is the creator of it, and she rocks.
Oh, Viv?
Yeah.
Hey, we just saw her.
Chance Fam Gremlin, Yush, Bob Ross referencing his bad divorce while painting and making viewers extremely uncomfortable. Craig the Canadian. I'm out of here. No way I'm hanging out with a couple liberals. What you call it? It's me, Shawnee D. The only fruit that Jordan Peterson eats is the Adam apples inside bears' necks. Jesus Christ. Nude / NFC. No, wait. Nude, not safe for work mods.
Nice.
For the Master Chief collections are crazy. Yeah, the nude fucking mods for MCC is wild.
What?
Have you seen them?
There's nude mods for Master
Chief? Wait, what?
The MCC.
Master Chief collection?
Yeah.
No, I don't even. To be honest with you, I don't even think about fucking.
Can
with
I
those
look down
in
and see
way.
Master Chief's penis?
Yeah. Hits you in the head. Ding.
Look those up. I don't even know what those would even be.
Jake Ellis.
I modded the shit out
retard.
of. I modded Halo 4 recently because they added his old his good armor in it, and I was like, I might actually play it.
Did you see that thing? What was it? What was that company that was fucking with the Modern Warfare remastered mods, and Activision shut them down right before it launched? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
It was all hyped and shit. A bunch of people were all hyped. And I can't remember what it was called because I wasn't interested in it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But it was Modern Warfare. If you had Modern Warfare remastered, they were like modded some cool shit. And it was a lot of extra cool shit. And then once the hype was at its peak, Activision's shut it down. And
they can buy it, then shut it down so we can't do it. That's Activision. They fucking suck.
Yeah, dude.
Pussy.
Is that what that was?
Slurping, stroking, smoking, joking. Mordecai's going like this. Drip, MH, Lord of Homeless Drip. Steely David, are you feeling
Master Chief Collection porn not safe for work background pack?
Are you filling in the queers, fucking them in the ass? Are you sucking their dicks? Did you give him the F slurred pass? Queen of the Stone Age. I'll swallow your flow. Let you lick my balls and your hole. Obi wants you blow me.
Let me look at images.
Yeah.
Wait, what you call it? I beat him off. Suck his penis just to show that I'm gay. Kremlin the Gremlin. That Rhino Jimmy Dix. Evil Sween be like, I love the gays.
This isn't real.
My name is Abdullah Abashai, and I'm gay. Jesus Christ.
Real, is it?
There's only one queer left. Help me. Help me, my boyfriend. Wait, help my boyfriend gay turned me into a PS5. Miranda Lawson is genetically engineered to be perfect, so her pussy and ass must be crazy. That's probably true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wage Slave 583, Papini Brothers game presents Seinfeld versus Always Sunny 2, Pneumanium of the Nightman, and then Derek here. Get the last hit, my guy.
All right. Keep looking for those nude mods. So I couldn't really find exactly.
Keep looking for those mods.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in
Why we living in Doctors and Finsitter. Listen, hit my spot because you're pretty. Hands down, one of the best original gay songs I've ever heard. You gotta pay.
Please just
speak.
Please just talk.
Grade 6, I was considering learning guitar, but then okay. I can't hit that other note. But then learning guitar, but then I saw John Gunn perform Passion Flowers, so I think I'll just kill myself and have butt sex with your what's the rest of it? And suck my dick. PP racist candy companies. Sniggers, racist pieces. I forgot which is the one. Spitcorish. Oh yeah, there we go. Mike and I'm not saying that one. The K word. Jolly Plantationer 3.
That's crazy.
3 Moon Cricketeers.
What are you showing a freaking nude mod?
Cum rules everything around me. Cream in my asshole. Gotta nut, y'all.
That was terrible.
Yeah. But I mean,
grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no jobs.
On the staying alive was no blowing guys.
I forgot.
Okay, well, anyway, let me just get out of here. Hello, it's me coming into an electric socket. Me be fishy, Arthur Morgan's PR manager. He's one. Please help. I'm currently stuck in a hole. I'll carpet bomb the Gaza Strip for $25. John Strickland. My partner snapped the chair legs off my Chris Reagan YouTubes, then proceeded to tear my legs off in self-defense. Mercs, 1889. Goddamn big woke trying to stop me from Igor-maxing. Yeah, hell yeah. The first church of Keith David featuring the racist light box that sexually assaulted Derek live on cam. Yeah, facts that I didn't have. Second church of Keith David featuring being better than the first church of Keith David. Pre-Roz. Spread your cheeks so I can shit in your ass. Blake 896. Chris trying to read like Shadow clone jutsu to gangbang your mom, but it's only me. Alaskan oilfield trash. Texas tater salad. When is Sween's Kendrick remix of Radioactive? Sue Hulk, Tickle My Ass Hairs, Niggy Jizzy, formerly known as Nicky Jizzy. This is Ziggy. Fuck. Gambler's Cumfield Eyes, Sorry Miss Jackson, Badly Brave, Hugger Derek, Duck Cunt, Etherean, Bergerian Punter, Nay from Maleficus one, but I busted my hands against last week, but then the Dr. Dis was too tempting. Sorry. And rounding out the list, King of Haphazard. What's up, man? Thank y'all niggas for fucking tuning in for this episode. Hope it was very enlightening. I hope it made you want to open up your wallets, and visit our store, buy a couple of merches. Probably gonna have drops pretty soon.
I hope
I have artists working on stuff.
I hope every single one of you guys gets beaten down in the back of a woody bat bow.
Oh.
You have a minor on your shirt still.
There's a world where Sweeney fucks them smalls. He diddles them inside some halls.
Get shot.
Sucking balls.
Just a picture of Knuckles, man.
Of Knuckles, cause he's 17 and a minor.
You may be younger.